welcome to one final edition of the DJ Slimshaky Show right here on BG Radio Network. Hope everyone's ready for this. No Juan Ruben today, just a little me, DJ Slimshaky, but I'm ready for a good show, a final show, story time. The final story starts as soon as the intro ends. We've got a fun show planned for you guys tonight, so hope you guys are ready for one final hoorah right here on Storytime. Yes, hello, everybody. How is everybody doing out there today? Hope everyone is having a fantastic day today. I know that I for sure am. This is the final edition of Storytime with Juan Ruben, and of course, it will not be with Juan Ruben. It'll be with DJ Slimshaky, but we just have to say it for the sake of the title. So, Storytime, the final story. Here we are. I gotta say, guys, when Storytime started, this is not quite how I pictured it to end. And I gotta say, when me and Juan first started, right, this whole like Storytime thing, we weren't sure how it was gonna go, right? I kind of listened to Juan talk, kind of had this awesome idea in my head that, hey, you know what? That guy's really good at telling stories. We should just get him on, get him to do a talk show with us, and see how it goes. And, talk shows, we hadn't had one here on BGRN in a very long time prior to Storytime. So it was an experiment. I didn't know how it was going to go. Juan didn't know how it was going to go. We agreed on 2 shows out of the gate. And within the first 15 minutes of the first show, I knew that it was going to be a success, that we were going to be okay to go ahead and roll with another one. And of course, the rest is history. And our dear friend Juan Ruben did a fantastic job with Storytime. We had a lot of fun, a lot of great laughs with Juan's voice acting talent, with his ability to get the funny voices out and talk and do all the fun things that he did. Natural storyteller, of course, and we'll never, ever find another talk show host as great as Juan, nor another storyteller anywhere near as close. The guy couldn't tell a story anywhere near as close as Juan. I mean, heck, hard enough for me to keep from rambling on like an old man half the time. So, we're going to miss him. We wish him a very happy retirement. We are wishing him well. We do hope that he will be able to kind of recover his health a little bit. And who knows, maybe someday he'll be able to try to make a comeback at shows. But for now, he is in retirement, and we wish him a happy, healthy retirement. We wish him and Reddy, the one and only Reddy Letty, who of course was his unofficial co-host here on Storytime for pretty much the entire run of the show. So we wish them both well. We wish them great health. And, Juan, I don't know if you're listening yet, but if you are, I just want to say we do miss you, buddy. We're going to miss you. Storytime, I know for me, has had a special place in my heart. And, it's not going to be the same. It's really not. Tuesdays will never be the same without Storytime. I can tell you that much. I mean, I would get home from work and I would just be like, man, I can't wait for Storytime to start today, so we could just unwind, have a good time, relax, and just overall just have a good conversation. That was the other thing too. Juan was so good. No matter what the topic was, no matter what the discussion was, he was always open to everything, especially if someone was going to co-host with him. Always open to everything. And some of the shows that we co-hosted, that I'd co-host on them, were some of his best, as Juan would tell you. Though he did, his solo shows were some of the best, but the co-host ones were always special. I co-hosted 3 story times. The first one, the OG, technically I suppose 4 if you count the 1-year anniversary. There was the original Storytime. I was I guess you would call it the lead on that one. So I started us off, and then kind of Juan kicked us off into there, and we just kind of spitballed from there. We never planned for that first show. We never really planned really anything, but we kind of gave ourselves like an outline for the first 15 to 20 minutes of the show, and then we just kind of just snowballed and just kind of kept, working off of each other, and we kind of somehow pulled off a really, really great show right here on BGRN, and of course the rest is history, and all that cool stuff. And let's see, what was the second one that I did was Juan. I believe the second one that I did was I'm pretty sure it was the episode where I did the Yankees game, where we discussed when I went to Yankee Stadium for the first time. That one ended up being one of the longest story times. I believe it went like, what was it? It was over 3 hours. I know that. Was it 3.5 hours? Something like that. It's a really long story time because I couldn't shut up. And then the third one was after Elton John concert. I kind of discussed where me and my mom went to the Elton John concert. That was a lot of fun. And of course, we had every single person who's a BGRN staff. Aaron did a co-hosted one where he talked about, what was it, CDs and it was some kind of tape, mini disc, CD. I have no idea. DJ Andy, Twilight FM co-hosted at least 3 story times. I think he might have done more than me in the end. I think he might have done 3 or 4 of them. I know he did like a Titanic episode and a few other generalized ones. And then let's see, we had a DJ Tiger Tank did one. That was mostly dad joke focused. Of course, there's only one thing Juan is known more for than his funny voices and his storytelling ability, and that is his terrible dad jokes. We will never, ever forget Juan's dad jokes, and that's one thing we're going to miss here is the fact that, as corny as those dad jokes were, they were funny, and they kept us laughing forever and ever and for a very long time, and it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed them. Does anyone remember the one dad joke that Juan told about what was it, about duck hunting? It was like kind of an inappropriate joke, but it was so funny. I remember it. It was like pretty good. And then there was also a time when I did the 1-year anniversary show. Juan's like, this is like attending my own wake. I'm trying not to make it sound like that. I'm just trying to, talk up all the fun times and kind of go over like my feelings here. And I'm just I got momentum going. So I'm just going to kind of keep talking because that's how I work, My mouth moves a mile a minute. My mouth moves faster than my brain. I think we covered that in the first story time too, where you said something similar. I know that's going to be in the highlight reel. Then we did, ended up being the primary host on the 1-year anniversary story time, which was, personally, I put a lot of freaking work. I put more work into that show than I think I've ever done in a show in my life. Like, I put together an awesome 1-hour highlight reel of all my favorite moments from the first 1 year, all the funniest moments I could find. And that took me like a couple days of work to put that all together. And then we got all of the BGRN crew together. And we all kind of did like a reactions thing where we all watched the video live on air. And then we just kind of did our reactions to the different things, kind of discussed it. And then we also had, of course, discussions ahead of time. Unfortunately, Juan was in the hospital that day. And of all the days for Juan's health to kind of take him in the hospital, it had to be during the 1-year anniversary show. So I ended up having to kind of take the lead on that one. And I got to say, when I look back at the recording, that we had some good moments, but it was kind of awkward because we kind of all felt a little out of place without Juan being there because, it was his story, his show. And, I can talk, but the problem with me is that I can talk, but sometimes my brain doesn't know where it wants to go with things. Just like now, my mouth's just kind of moving and it doesn't know, my brain doesn't know where it's going with any of this. I'm just rambling on and hoping you all don't get bored. But that's kind of, for me, the 1-year anniversary show was very difficult because I had to kind of try to keep things moving. We had to kind of, we had a plan kind of going into it. And then Juan went into the hospital and I'd already pretty much heavily promoted it. And we didn't find out he was in the hospital until like the day of. So we kind of had to kind of just roll with it at that point, and I had to kind of step up and be, the host of the show, if you will, the primary host who kept things going. And we did it, but it was a difficult challenge for me, and so I'm glad. And I wish I could do a story time on my own, but sadly, I can talk like this, But the problem for me is that I can't sustain this. Like, if I go like this for like more than like an hour, I'm going to start rambling off into different topics. People will get bored or whatever else. So that for me is kind of like the big thing. That's why I don't want to do a story time. I need kind of like a co-host to, number one, tell me when to shut up. Two, keep me on topic, and all that other stuff. But here's just one other thing. The beauty of what it was with Storytime is that, like I said, we never came into this with a plan. We had a idea that it was just going to be Juan talking, telling stories, and do whatever. And I told Juan one time, it's like, Juan, because Juan was like, I don't know how I'm going to do 2 hours of talk show. And of course, every single story time, he ends up doing 2 hours, no problem. We could have probably gone longer if he could have. So that was never a problem. But I told Juan early on, Juan, if you ever run out of things to talk about, I'm just going to have you read Green Eggs and Ham on the air because you're that good of a storyteller that people will listen to you literally read Green Eggs and Ham on air. You know, it'll be like one of those senator old school back in the day when they used to do like the what do they call that, filibusters? Yeah, filibuster. They just sit there and read like Green Eggs and Ham for like 12 hours straight to try to filibuster the bill until everybody fell asleep on the Senate floor. It's like, oh good, I guess the vote won't be getting passed today. Everyone's asleep. I can stop talking now. So yeah, but we never went into Storytime with a plan. We just kind of, I was going to introduce Juan. We were going to talk about a little bit where he's from, you know, and his kind of life story a little bit. And then we just kind of, that first Storytime evolved and we never looked back. I will say the most interesting thing to me is that some of the things that we just so happened to do that were completely unplanned during that first Storytime stuck for like the rest of the show's history. For instance, having the break at the beginning of the second hour. We didn't plan to have the break halfway point through the show. We didn't even plan to have a break, if I remember correctly. We said we might have a break if we needed, but we didn't even say definitively we were going to have a break. We just so happened that we left off at a good point to have a break at the top of the hour, and that followed through pretty much the entire length of the show, except right towards the last couple shows Juan did, where he would get going, and then he would just kind of like, oh crap, it's like 15 minutes to the end of the show. It's like, yes, it is, Juan. So yeah, that's what I found interesting. But Juan did a great job of turning the show into his own. Of course, there are certain things that Juan did that kind of really, he did to make the show unique. He would always do the sports. We'll have to do that. If everyone's still awake at the end of the highlight reel, I will do the sports at the end, like Juan always did. We'll go over all this football scores and the baseball scores. By the way, Juan, I really didn't. I'm glad I got through this show today while the Yankees win the World Series, and it's sad that we won't have a story time to discuss the outcome of this World Series because it would have been a great follow-up to the story time episode where I talked about going to the Yankees game. But go Yankees, by the way. Go Yankees. World Series this year. Let's go. Excited about that. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of great stuff. I got almost an hour worth of clips. That's the only problem with me. Once I start going through the clips, that's it. It's like game over. Like I can't, there's so many good ones and you're like, you can't play them all, but I hate removing any. So then I just screw it. We'll just stick like 99% of them in there. And the next thing I know, this is going to be like an hour and a half long. Yes, it is. So yeah, let's see, there was something else. Well, what else was it that I was going to say? Because I know there was something that I was going to say. Let's see. I totally lost my train of thought. See, this is what I mean, where I start to like kind of fizzle out. And then that's just kind of like the peak pinnacle for me. And I'm going to open up the Discord lines, the Skype lines to anyone who wants to call in here shortly. Hopefully we can get one. I know he's listening here on the chat. Because he said, Brandon, you never learned. I never knew what I was doing either. Yeah, that's the beauty of BGRN, is that really we all just kind of wing our shows. At least I do. I wing my shows totally. And it just somehow turns out good. That was another amazing feat that Juan had with Storytime. Very rarely did we ever have a structured, planned out show. It was just get up there and, we might have a topic that you pick to start to get the ball rolling, and then it just kind of wherever it goes, it goes. And I got to say, we got to thank our awesome BGRN audience as well for the success of Storytime, okay? Because truly, without the audience, Storytime would not have lasted this long, because as anyone who's listened knows, Storytime is about viewer interaction, right? It's always you never know where story time's going to go. It can go in any direction at any point in time. It's kind of like a ship that goes with the currents, right? It goes where the wind blows, and that's because everybody in the chat's always engaging in the chat and always talking and coming up with topics. And Juan would, diverge and end up having a story that he didn't even plan to tell based on what someone said in the chat. I know I drove the shows a lot because, I never shut up in the chat like I'm doing now, and then I would end up in like 5 different topics in the same show. And that's why I always would tell people, it's like, look, you can't judge story time by like the first 10 minutes, all right? You can't judge it in 10 minutes because if you don't like the topic currently being discussed, stick around for 15 minutes. Guarantee you there'll be another topic. And in the 15 minutes after that, there'll be another topic after that, all right? And chances are we might talk about something you like. You could put something in the chat there, and Juan might talk about it because Juan wasn't afraid to tackle any topic, even if he didn't know a lot about it. Juan didn't need to know about stuff. All right, he can just totally wing something with his awesome voices and do like his impressions, and it would be really good. I wish I could do impressions as well as Juan. That's the number one thing I'm gonna miss about Juan, is his awesome voices. It's like they're so funny, the voices. I will never in a million years have his voice acting talent. The only thing I can do is a good old man voice. You young whippersnappers, I swear to God, I'll bop you upside the head with my cane if you throw that football on my lawn one more time, young whippersnapper. That's I can do an old man voice, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I can also do a good Steve Urkel. I think I did that during the 1 year anniversary show. Did I do that? My voice is really low, so I can pull it off. The chat drove story time almost every week, whether I had a planned agenda or not. I always watched the chat for cues. Yes, that is 100% true. Even during the first story time, it was just kind of the chat drove the show, and that was the beauty of story time. I don't think there's any other talk show, even when the ones that have call-ins, right? I don't think any of them have the level of interaction that Storytime had, where truly the audience had the opportunity to literally decide where the show was going to go. So that was the beauty of it. And so we have to thank each and every one of you for making what was an experiment. Storytime was an experiment in the truest sense. We took a shot in the dark. I thought it was going to work, but we weren't sure, and it turned out to be a humongous success. And everybody who really loves Storytime, really loves Storytime. And I know I speak for the entire audience when I say that we're really going to miss you, having you on here every Tuesday one. And I want to thank you so very much for agreeing to do Storytime right here on BGRN when I pitched it to you. I know we didn't know how it was going to work out, but you took the chance. I took a chance on you. You took a chance on it on the show, and it worked out beautifully. And just thank you. Really, thank you for all the wonderful memories you've given us of Storytime, all the wonderful stories, all the laughs, all the entertainment. And, Tuesdays are never going to be the same without Storytime. And I'm sad that this is kind of like the end of an era, because I feel like, and this is why I felt like I had to do this show, guys. If I didn't do this show, Storytime would have ended on a random show, because when Juan ended his last Storytime that he did, he was talking about how he was hoping to be back and how he was hoping the show was going to go on for a long time because he really enjoyed it, and then his health just kind of prevented him from doing it. So ending Storytime on that note, guys, it would have been like when you're watching a great TV show and they leave off on the last episode, the last scene, and it's a massive cliffhanger. Like they're setting up beautifully for the next season, right? They like want you on the edge of your seat, so you come back in to watch the next one, the next season, and then abruptly the show gets canceled and they never finish the series. So now the show just literally just abruptly ends on a massive cliffhanger that no one's ever going to know how it ended. So I didn't want Storytime to end that way because I felt like this show is too good. It has earned itself a proper farewell show, and it has earned the right to have like a proper ending. And that's pretty much what this show is. That's why I decided to do that. And I know I didn't plan to talk for this long. I was only planning to talk for like 10 minutes. Maybe I should keep Storytime going. Apparently, I'm better at this than I thought. Apparently, I can ramble on for quite a while. I literally didn't even know if I could talk this long without call-ins and stuff. So I'm actually quite impressed with myself here because I don't know. How did you do this for so long, Juan? How did you do this? My throat's already getting tired. and I'm a good talker. Or it ends like The Sopranos and pissed off most of its audience. Yeah, I know, right? And, there's an idea thrown around by Juan that me and Aaron should do a show, but I don't think you understand. Like, if me and Aaron did, like, a regular show every single week, we would, they would literally end up being like the Jerry Springer show, like, by, like, the 45 to 1 hour minute mark. It would just be the Jerry Springer show, all right? And Aaron would, like, stomp off somewhere and go cool down, and then I'd just be stuck doing this, like, talking to you solo. So that's, it might be good for a specialty show because he's really good with tech. He's kind of a nerd like me. That's the other thing. Juan was also a nerd. A less younger guy than me. I wouldn't call him old, but a less younger guy than most of us here in the room. He was very tech savvy, and that's one thing I respect, Juan. You know your tech, and that was always good that we could actually have a tech conversation with you. And many of the final story times ended up evolving into tech time with Juan Ruben, because, I'm a nerd, so I end up moving things around. I could do a tech talk show. I could talk about that all day, but our audience does not like to do story time, does not like when I talk about tech. That's the other reason I couldn't do this story time forever, because I would inevitably divulge off into tech talk, and then this would be art by the end of the show. Yeah, woo, good show, woo. That would be half of the room. Would just be asleep by the show. It would just be me and Aaron left at the end of the day. So, Jerry, yeah. Hey, Andy. Hello, everyone out there in the room. We got a great crowd in here. We got Martyr 7. We got guest 126, guest 932. Guest 126 is also Juan. Just sign in, Juan. Come on. DJ Aaron Radio, that's Aaron. We got Dylan. We got Arthur, Tiger Tank fan. And we got guest 506. This is a lot of fun. I haven't hosted a story time like this in so long that I forgot how fun this is. Maybe I should bring story time back one day. I'll just host it myself until I run out of gas, and then we'll do that. But for now, it's going to be the end. I plan to bring back the gaming streams in its place, probably starting like the first week of November or something like that. So you can expect that, because I feel like I want to bring the gaming streams back, and then we'll kind of let story time fizzle, and then maybe one day, I won't say this is the last story time ever, okay? Maybe at some point we can figure out a format to make this work given the success of it, but it will never be the best. It will not be to the top-notch quality of the Storytime shows. So that would be for sure. Now, I have Discord up. I'm going to open up Skype. Anyone who wants to call in should do so. I want to formally invite Mr. Juan Ruben himself to come on the air and talk with us for a short period of time, for one final time, to say goodbye to this wonderful show that he has given us for these past couple months and all that stuff. And everybody else will be welcome to as well. At this point, with how long I've been talking and how many highlights I've left to get through, with the exception of Juan's call, which will kind of go until Juan doesn't want to do it anymore, I'm going to limit everybody to roughly about 15 minutes or so, just because we got a lot to cover and not a lot of time to do it. So Skype lines are officially open. If you have me on Skype, feel free to call in. If not, let me see. I could probably put something up on here. If you just give me a second. If you're also for Discord, we prefer Discord tonight, guys. If you're in the Discord server for BGRN, just type in the general chat call or something like that. Put me in the call, and we can get you on here. Just let me, I'm just trying to get, I probably should have been a little more prepared. I don't have Juan's level of preparedness where he'd get live a half hour to get set. I'm over here, I was trying to find the Storytime intro because I forgot to load it. I'm over here scrambling 5 minutes to the show to find it. Thankfully, I just found it on my external drive, so we were able to get that sorted out, thankfully. Let me just do this. Man, my throat is dry, so I'm probably going to have to get some water here in just a second. I kind of want to wait for someone to tune in so I can, to call in so we can have them talk while I get a drink. What the hell even is my Skype? I don't even know what my own Skype is anymore, guys. I literally opened it up for the first time in months, like I think yesterday, just so that I can check what everything was. So Skype name, yeah, we'll just do the old copy paste routine over here. Skype. And then Discord, you can find. I am. The hell is my Discord? I should know the Discord, but I don't. Luckily, it's a lot easier to get the Discord one. No, you are not. That is not my Discord. I don't know what Discord just copied, but that was definitely not what I was trying to do. This is what I wanted to do. Thank you, Discord. That's so much better now, isn't it? Yes, it is. So let's see. Can we get this to fit in here? I think we can. Let's do this. And so if anyone wants to call in, we can do it. Let's do it. I'd like to get one-on-one. Are you up for a call, my friend? Because I am ready to go if you are. Let's see. Let's see. Do I have messages? Someone want to do it? Oh, nope. It's a Skype notification. So, like I said, anyone wants to call in, let us know. We got some great highlights. I'd like to invite Mr. Juan Ruben to come on and do it. Discord. We can do Discord. We can do Skype. Whatever we want to do, just let me know what you want to do, and we will get it on. Because I personally would like you to come on, and we can kind of reflect on your time here, story time, your thoughts, and also I like to hear if you could give an ending to story time, like it's the end of this show, it's the last story time ever. What's your outro gonna be? What's your exit? What's your final goodbye? That's what I want to know from Mr. Juan Ruben over here. So I'd love to get him on the air. So just waiting for him to let us know if he's willing and up for it. Please, Juan, do let us know in the chat. And whoever's up for a call, let's see, if you want to get on the call, if you want to call in to Storytime, say... So if you want to be the first one on a call, please message me in the Discord. Maybe we'll just force Aaron. I'll pull rank over him and just force him to be to call us. Let's see. Aaron, are you ready for a call for us, sir? I hope you are. So while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna be right back really, really quickly. I'm just gonna go quickly grab a drink. So why don't we go ahead and just for all time's sake, while we are doing that, I'm going to play a little bit of the Storytime intro just to get us by until, because I really need to get a drink. I'm just going to end up leaving the water, I think, just kind of like right here. I feel like Juan with his tea. Be right back. The kettle is singing. We are back here now, guys. Isn't detecting my inputs. I'm having issues out of the gate. Well, let's go. No one wants to talk. I may come in later on this. Juan would just say piss off, whatever. Let's see. I don't know. I feel like we still haven't gotten word from Juan whether he's going to actually jump on or not. I've got him up. Take your pick, Juan. I've got Skype. I've got Discord raring to go. We can accommodate anyone, any way to go. Whoever wants to get on, you just let us know. In the meantime, guys, I'm just gonna kind of see if I can keep talking. So I don't know. Let us know in the chat, what was your favorite Storytime memory, guys? All right, because there's so many I couldn't even pick. But I gotta say, some of my fondest memories of Storytime were probably from the very first show. There's been so many great moments. When people co-hosted, it's been great. When people have been, when people co-hosted, it's been great. Whenever Juan gets into one of his funny stories, I like to laugh, and it's just always kind of really fun and cool, and we really do enjoy every moment that is there. But let us know, what was your favorite Storytime story? What was your favorite Juan Ruben story? What was your favorite, I don't know, I guess, what was just in general, what was your favorite moment on Storytime? And does anyone remember, when Juan compared his voice, and my voice is a lot more annoying than Juan's, to say the least, but does anyone remember when he would say, when he said in the first Storytime, I always thought it sounded like Bryant Gumbel on crack. And my response was, who the hell's Bryant Gumbel? Bryant Gumbel? Who? Why? And what does he sound like? Then we played what Bryant Gumbel's voice sounds like. It's like, you don't sound anything alike. It's like, yeah, but he's not on crack on that one. I was like, okay. It's like, you have a great radio voice, Juan. You have a absolutely great radio voice. Oh, looks like Aaron might be almost ready. I'm going to add Aaron as a story time, because on Discord, guys, I made a role. We have this voice channel that we never got to use called Storytime Guests. So I'm going to add Mr. Aaron as onto this channel, and we can give, if Aaron wants to join this little channel, we can get a little ring-a-ding-ding-a-ding-a-dong onto here. So Aaron, Bryant Gumbel on crack. Yes, that's exactly what he said. Sound like Bryant Gumbel on crack. Okay, this might not work because it doesn't automatically add people into the little channel here. So you can do a group chat. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna, since this doesn't want to work, I'm gonna scrap this idea. I'm gonna get out of this, and we will just give Aaron a ring over on the old Discord lines. Let's see if he picks up. See, I don't know if he picked up yet. I don't think I can hear him yet. Hold on, let me check all of my inputs on my end here. I just did this the other day, and it should be working, but I don't.
Hello?
Yeah, now we hear you. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna, since this doesn't want to work. Oh, bad
Hello?
echo. Bad
This
echo.
idea.
I'm gonna get out of this. And
you need a chance to adjust your mic or
Aaron
something.
a ring over on the old. Yeah, there's too bad of an echo. Get that fixed. I don't know. Hell, use your webcam mic if you have to, Aaron. It's going to sound like crap, but use that if we have to, so we can get this on. Can we do a group chat? We could do a group chat if anyone wants to. We can get however many people on. If everyone in the room
now we hear
you.
Okay, well, you know what?
Still
I'm just
still
gonna,
echoing.
Since this doesn't want to work.
Oh, bad
Hello.
echo. Bad
This
echo.
idea.
Oh, bad echo. Oh,
Switch to the
mute
webcam
stream.
mic. Switch to the webcam mic there. Oh, maybe
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. That's better.
Hello?
Yeah, can hear you. Hello?
Huh.
Can you hear me? Hold on. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Okay, I think he can't hear me for some odd reason. You can't hear me? Question mark. Should be working. This literally, I did a test call yesterday, guys, and this worked. So I don't know why it wouldn't be working now. Hear you for some reason. I found the problem, guys. It was set to push to talk. Call again. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Test?
Yes. Better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Apparently, somehow push to talk got turned on.
Oh.
So, yeah, there we go. So we are now on the old Discord lines, and my mom apparently wants to join in. I wasn't prepared to do group calls, but maybe let's see. If we're going to do that, I feel like we should jump in and do the Storytime guest channel. But if not, we'll just start lumping people in. Let's see. How do we add someone to a call? Can we add someone to a call on this? Let's see. You have any idea?
Sorry about that. I had to put on headphones.
Do you know how we can add someone to individual calls here on the old Discord? Because it's quite frankly my first time doing this, so I'm not sure.
No idea.
Let's see if I do this. Does it work? No, it'll hang up. Okay, so that was a failure. Here's what we're gonna do. There's a channel, Aaron, called Storytime Guests in the BGRN chat.
Yeah.
The voice channel. Go ahead and join that. You should have permission to do so.
Okay.
We'll add Mom to it.
All right.
And then we can all join it. So if you're joining us from Discord, please go on the voice channel that says Storytime Guests. So let's see. We're probably gonna have to end this call with Aaron first, so we can jump on. Do you see it, Aaron? Oh, I think we ended. So let's see. Let's jump on here. We can do this so we can see if this works. I don't know. Maybe people are having trouble joining it, but this is the channel here. This is what we want. So if we could join that, I'm gonna call him back. Yeah, hey, were you able to join?
It's a locked.
Yeah, but you should have permission because I added you to the group, the role that allows the permission to do it.
Oh, I probably got to hang up here.
Yeah, you do. Try it after we hang up and see.
All right.
Tech issues. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. So I'm going to check the permissions on here and make sure that I didn't botch this. Oh, wait. I see. Okay, hold on. I might have screwed the pooch on here. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. All right. Voice activity. Yes, yes. No. No, no. No, no. No, no. Yes, 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 Yes. Yes, yes, yes. No, yes. Save. Let's try that now.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, try it now.
Why are we echoing?
I don't know. Try it now. I think I messed up the permissions when I set it up somehow yesterday.
Okay.
So let me know if you're able to get in now.
All right.
Yes, I see him. Okay. All right. Check,
All right,
check, check,
I'm
check.
in.
Are we in?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that's 2 people in. All right. Look, totally wasn't my fault. Okay, I totally didn't screw the pooch or anything on that. What? Not my fault. I take zero responsibility. Okay. DJ Slimshaky never makes mistakes ever.
Oh my gosh.
So, Aaron, what are your thoughts on this whole final story time thing? Like, what are your reactions and all that stuff?
I think it's kind of sad.
Do you have a favorite story time moment? And can we get you on a webcam if that be possible? Do people
Yeah.
can see your pretty face? And now, and I
Anyway.
gotta preface this. That was not a sexual comment. All right, I feel like I gotta preface that because Aaron's gay and I'm bisexual. Wasn't intended that way.
All right. Let's see if I can turn on video.
Yes, yes, yes. I see. There we go.
There we
There
go.
he is. There's the man of the hour, and anybody else who wants to join in. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna real quick. I'm just gonna go ahead and give everybody who's in the Discord the right to join this channel. So I think I already added Mom in there. Let's see who else. We'll make Andy. I basically created this temporary role just for today. That's called Storytime Caller. I'm gonna give everybody that. So anyone who wants to join in this call, you're welcome to do so. So far, I think it's just me and you. But anyway, carry on. Let's get you back to full screen here if it lets me. Yes, there we go. So go ahead, tell us favorite storytime moment, favorite storytime, Juan Ruben stories, all that stuff.
Well, I'd have to say that my favorite story time was God, I think the one that I did with Juan.
So you're saying was that the one where what was it that you talked about that time? Was it mini discs or something like that? I'll be honest, I didn't pay that close attention to that one because I kind of got bored.
Well, the first one was talking about Sergeant Pepper, and I think the second one was talking about mini disc.
Oh, yeah. You did 2 of them. I thought you only had done the one, but apparently not.
No, I did 2 of them.
You did 2 of them. That's not counting the 1-year anniversary that we did, right?
No, that's not counting that one.
Which means you did 3 story times technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. But of the solo shows, do you have a favorite, like Juan Ruben's solo show, like a favorite story that he talked about? Maybe one of his world famous voice acting talent.
Oh, the one that I liked was when he was ranting about Dell.
Oh yeah. Says, do you remember when his Dell was out in Texas for work? And he called like the automated phone system and Dell was closed that day. So then he ended up calling back and we ended up laughing and he made fun. I gave him some ideas and he ended up doing his funny voice and he made fun of like the automated phone system. Darling, oh, don't do that to me, darling. Don't do that. Come on. And it like hung up on him. It was like, the department you're trying to reach is currently closed. Goodbye. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that to me, darling. You're breaking my heart. That's going to be on the highlight reel today, by the way, folks. So Well, I think Mom said she's in the call. Can we get Mom on cam though? That's the thing. Can we even
Hi,
hear
guys.
her? Oh,
Hi, Debbie.
haven't had her on this show in forever. So yeah, there we go. So far we got 2. Who else wants to join us here on the Discord lines? Let us know. We're happy to have everyone in here. I think this is Mom's first time on Storytime too.
Yeah, actually, it is.
The first and the last time, as they say.
Probably.
You know, if you ever want to call into Storytime and you haven't done it before, I hate to break it to you guys, but this is kind of your last chance, so I wouldn't wait if I were you. All right, so how about you, Mom? Do you have a favorite Storytime episode, a favorite Storytime show?
I have a lot of them, actually. My favorite one was when Juan mentioned the Brian Gumble crack on crack thing. That cracked me up.
Yeah, I was in the first one.
Yeah. There were so many of them.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I know there's just so, and like I said, I'm gonna play the highlights, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So you know, let's see. I'm trying to see what did I want to ask. So, what are your thoughts about Juan retiring and Stories being the last story time, at least for the foreseeable future?
Well, like I said, I will miss Juan. He is great, but his health comes first, and that's important.
Yes, and we definitely wish him well. Hopefully, he'll recover soon, and we'll be able to get some cool stuff going on with that. So, Aaron, anything either of you guys want to say? Any stories you want to tell right here on the last story time?
Only that we will miss Juan, and hopefully he could get healthy enough to come back and do shows.
Yes, definitely will miss Juan. I definitely will miss his NFL school every week and his voices, his laughter, everything.
Yes, well, at the end of the show, I'm going to go over every score today except for the Commander score.
Oh, gee, thanks. And why? You can't deal with the fact that my Commanders kick some ass?
I will mention the fact that your quarterback got hurt, though. That's we can talk
Actually,
about
well,
that.
to be honest with you, he's week by week. He may be back Sunday.
I doubt it.
No, he will be. Diane Quinn
That's
might
what
say he might be.
they always say that. You realize he gets paid money to give fans hope, right? It's like, yeah,
Well,
it's going to be
the
week to
truth
week.
is, for him being hurt, he was practicing and throwing the ball today.
Well, it's one thing to throw a ball and practice against when there's like no
Well, look,
defenders.
we're going to be fine without him. I mean, our backup quarterback is pretty good.
I guess we'll find out.
And our defense is good.
So, Aaron, I see you've got Tigger back there sleeping. Nika.
Aw.
Everyone remember Nika?
Hi,
She was a
Tigger.
big part of the show early on. Any chance
well,
we can get
I got Oreo
Tigger
in
to beg for tuna, and like the way Nika did.
I got Oreo laying here with me.
My tuna, give me tuna,
Oh my!
give me tuna.
Hi, Andy.
Is he in the call? He is in the call. Andy's in the call.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's in the call.
Three-way call now. Let's see here if we get how many people we can get in here on the old cam. Can you hear us, Andy? Can we hear you?
Earth to Andy.
You know Andy's mixer. He has to smack it around a while to get it to work.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We have Andy. Andy's probably over there. I don't want to talk. I just want to spy on the call because that's what I do. I spy.
Remember, he puked on his mixer, so he has to smack it around.
Why you spilled Dr. Pepper on yours that one time?
There's
Let's see.
Andy.
I think he's on now. Let's see if we can switch. How do I switch back to the normal grid views? There it is.
Amazing how I
You don't want to say hi to Oreo.
Oreo.
Hold on. If I could get this crap to work. I look like crap. Wait. There's Oreo. Say Oreo.
Hi, Oreo. Hi, Beep Beep. He's like, well, what the hell? What the hell is that thing? Yep. Hold on. All right.
Andy's got that serious look.
All right, Andy. You wanted to be on the show. Can we hear you? By the way, we can't hear you, Andy. And I'm sorry, I haven't mastered lip reading yet. Andy's like, oh, bloody hell, what's going on now? Bloody hell, bloody microphone.
Damn bloody microphone.
Dylan says, Oreo.
Yeah, he's laying next to me.
Yeah.
Dylan should get on Discord with us.
I know. See, this is why
God.
everyone, Art, see what you're missing out by not being on Discord, buddy? I mean, come on.
You know,
go
Art
with the
needs to
times.
get his bloody heck, get an account on Discord and be bloody heck in this conversation.
Art, I want to see you make a Discord account in the next 20 minutes, and we'll get you on the call, all right? And if anyone's not in our Discord group and you have Discord, all you got to do is go to bgradionetwork.com, click on the little Discord link. There's an invite right there for you.
Andy left.
I think he's probably trying to sort out whatever the hell's going on with his rubbish
Well,
microphone.
You know, he's got to smack his equipment around a few times just to get it to do anything.
Yep. And so let's see, where were we again? I lost track of what we were talking about before.
If we could tell where this show is going.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm trying to give my guests a little bit of leeway to kind of dictate the show here a little bit. Let's see. Andy's back. Let's see. Did he
Welcome
get
back,
the microphone?
Andy.
Did he get the
Can you hear me
microphone?
now?
Yes, we
Yes.
can. Did you get that
We hear ya.
that bloody rubbish microphone to work finally?
There's Andy. Maybe he needs to.
About bloody time. Let
yeah,
me tell
bloody
you.
I hate bloody Discord. It's part of crap.
Blame it on Discord and not you know what it is, Andy? I think it's a skill issue. I think it's user error personally.
Oh
All
my
for
God.
gamers. I'm not a gamer.
Does it look like we're gaming right now, Andy? Hey, Aaron, does it look like I'm gaming or we're gaming right now?
No, we're just having a regular conversation.
So, Andy, welcome to the last story time ever, sir.
Oh, we're going to miss him, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I know Storytime was not your favorite show unless you're on it. Then you loved it. That's the crazy thing. You actually made a really good story. You've always wanted to be a BGRN DJ. Do you want a talk show? Do you just want to come on here and talk for 2 hours every week?
Do I want to do it? No, I bloody well done.
Andy's always like, you know, Brandon, you never let me come on BGRN and do a show, and here I am, an open invitation. And no, I don't want to talk for 2 hours. Bloody hell!
You'll just get curse words for the first for 2 hours. Yeah.
Andy beating the shit out of his mixer for 2 hours.
Yeah, see, the whole thing is Andy we'll be getting a lot of conversation from Andy for 2 hours, but a lot of butt slapping probably too.
Don't get him going, please. This is a PG-13
What
show.
about the ass? You want to see Debbie?
Now, I
You
do
say you want to see
want to warn you, Andy, that I do have the ability to kick people out of this group call. So, you know, so
Well, come can't see you. We can see everybody else.
because my
Yeah.
webcam is currently on the air right now, so you know that's why I do have it up on the I have put it up on OBS Studio, but that's not very helpful to you. Let's see. Actually, maybe I could start a virtual. Can we start a virtual cam? Well, I have enough CPU to
Link
do
up your
this.
other
Juan's
webcam.
enjoying this.
Good. Hey, Juan. You know we got plenty of spots left here. You want to jump on? Because I have an open invitation for you too. Hey,
Hi,
we got
Robin.
Robin joining the call.
Hey, we got Robin.
Whoop whoop. Let's go, Robin.
And then she left.
Yeah, she's like,
She's
screw
got the same
this.
problem as me.
Nope.
She's like, screw this shit.
It's like I don't want any part
Yep,
of this.
she's back.
She's got to unmute her mic.
Yeah.
Unmute.
Yeah, come on, you got to use that Q2U microphone that Juan sent you.
Hey, Robin.
Hey,
Hey, there she is.
Hey.
Let's go.
sorry,
Let's
it took me
go.
a second. I forgot that my mic access was denied.
All right, we got the gang here. Come on, Juan Ruben. Everyone say it with me. Let's get Juan. All in favor of getting Juan on this
Come
call.
on,
Say
Juan.
aye.
Shy
Come on,
one.
Juan, please,
Hey.
one last time for us.
You know you want to talk to me one. Come on, talk to me one.
I'm sitting here
All in
laughing.
favor,
so-
Juan, say aye.
I.
Yeah, see, back by popular demand. You got to do it, Juan. Come on. So let's see here. So we got a bunch of people in here. So let's start with you, Andy. What would you? I know you're going to pick one of the shows you did with Juan, but what was
Well,
your
it's true,
favorite
I did.
Storytime
It
show?
might be
Favorite?
three.
What was your favorite Storytime moment? I know you did 3.
I can't remember. I know 2 of them. Can't remember the third one.
I know
I
one
think
of
the
them
third
was
one was
your
random.
Titanic show. The other one I think you talked about. One of them was at least talking about pirate radio. And then what was it? What was the final
I
one
think the
here?
third one was random. Decided to call him that.
Yeah, I think that was
Nowhere.
like one of the. That was the one that was like the 3-year anniversary or whatever that we. That was ended up being pretty close to the end of here, but it was just a voice only call. So. And Tom and you kept fighting over who was going to call in, and then you called in and cut Tom off like a rude.
Wouldn't
Which
be
is very
me
rude.
without cutting people off.
Look, we even got Robin on the cam. Look at that. I don't think we've had you on cam before. There, Robin. Good to see you. Nice room you got
It's
there.
been a while. I didn't have a camera for a while. I just found this webcam at the Humane Society yard sale back in August for like $1.
Oh, nice. I had to move my cam out of the way or somewhere because Discord keeps moving people around, and then my cam ends up blocking people. So I tried to do OBS virtual cam so you guys can see me here on Discord, but it doesn't want to work. So,
You're not linked up. You have a webcam that you're not.
I mean,
Oh.
it could, but let's see here.
Just remove your other cam.
There's Oreo.
Aww. Aww.
Oh, would probably help if I hit that button, wouldn't it? I do think it would probably help if I hit the show video button. Oh, look, there's Oreo. And Andy says, we talked about US versus UK Halloween too. See, this is why you got to jump on. But Juan just wants to be a viewer. No, dude, can anyone remind me, what does it say on the title of this show? Storytime with who again?
That.
Storytime with Juan Ruben.
Exactly. All right, look, let's hype it up, guys. Come on. Jeez, I'm running out of room
Evening,
to put my
Steven.
cam here.
Hi, Steven.
Can't hear.
I might have to switch my cam. Hold on, let me see. We'll do the HP cam, but then you guys won't be able to. Oh, wait, no, we could do that one. There we go. Wow, it's much
They look like
wider. It's a
crap.
much wider angle on Discord for some reason than on like OBS Studio.
Full.
Whoa, we got Brandon on cam.
There we go. All right. I'm going to be kind of like off to the left here now, but there we go. So, hey, is that Steven? I think I see Steven on here. Hello, Steven.
Yeah, we have Steven.
Jeez. Full house. Come on, Juan. You're missing out. All right.
And I
So,
think
How do we all sit here? Why don't we all sit here and say, we want one.
we want one. We want one.
We want one.
We won one.
One.
All right, so why don't we we'll all take turns. We heard from Aaron over here. We heard from my mom. And Andy, favorite Storytime moment show, favorite
Well, it's
memory?
gotta be with me, isn't it? Really? I'm the best. I'm Tina Turner, right?
All right, if you had to pick of the 3 shows that you did, which one would you say was your favorite one that you did?
The
With Juan?
Titanic.
The Titanic one. Yeah, you really put your passion in there. Yeah, it came with videos and everything. You'll be happy to know that a clip from that will be in the highlight reel tonight. So it'll be in the all-time highlights, the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Film.
It's not nice. All right. And then Robin, we'll go to you. You have been one of the people who've been to almost every Storytime. You're in almost all of our shows, by the way. Thank you for being such a great viewer here at BGRN, and all your support is just wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate having you. But you were one of our biggest listeners of Storytime. What was your favorite Storytime? Favorite memory?
Well, for me, I think it was when I won that microphone because of my random guest in the chat was 867-5309. That, I always attended as a joke.
And it actually ended up being the one. Yeah, you got it quicker than the first time with the word towel. We should talk about that. That's my favorite. Can you guys believe it took 6 months to guess the word towel? Towel! Towel! And Juan thought it was going to be too obvious. I still don't know how I got it. I just literally started spamming every word that's in a house that I could think of until I got it. Unlike the last day that he was doing it. So here we go. Yeah, that was fun. The secret word was towel. I think I still do. I still have the slip here somewhere. Hold on. I do still have it. Wow. All right. Here. Guys, I have the original slip of paper.
Wow.
From the secret word on it. It's still there. I'm because I'm such a pack rat, I never threw it out. So this is the word that took so long to guess. The original word of towel. So yes, a memento. We're gonna have to put it on the wall somewhere now that Storytime's ending. It's gonna be. We'll start the bidding. The bidding for the official secret word from the Storytime contest that I won this mic from. Let's see. Let's start it off. £10.50. £10.50. Going once. Going twice.
Do another one. Random word on paper. We've got to try and.
Nah, I can't think of anything good off the top of my head there. Took 6 months to guess towel, just 2 weeks for 867-5309.
867-5309.
You would have thought that was a number. That was just a guess as a joke.
See, and here I was trying to get fancy with it. I created like a random word generator because I'm a nerd. And just had it scrolling on cam for the whole show. And then here Robin just guesses it like out of the blue as we lose our cam. Oh, there it goes. It's back. So do you have the mic set up or using it now or?
I haven't really used it in a while, but I actually gonna be doing it probably soon. I'm thinking about doing some videos with it.
Juan says you're winning, you're selling your winning word, Brandon. Well, yeah, I mean, we got to recoup all the investment money I put into this show somehow. I mean, look, it's not cheap running a talk show like this. I had to pay an awesome talk show host for the last 3 years. I got to pay all my DJs, like this guy, pain in the ass to my left over here. They don't work for free,
Pain in the ass. You hear that, Aaron?
He knows.
Art's dwelling on the old Skype days.
If me and Aaron did a story time, we'd have to name it Storytime with Jerry Springer, because that's what the show would be.
Storytime with Jerry Springer.
Jerry. But except Jerry Springer in this case will get Josh on, and what he's going to do, he's just going to royal slap us. Instead of security, he'll just royal slap. We start arguing. It's enough. Hey, Juan, just join the call. Everybody, just like how Robin did with Jerry, let's all do it for Juan. Juan. Everybody, give it up for the one, the only Juan Ruben. Jerry. But except Jerry Springer in this case will get Josh on. What he's going to do, he's just going to royal slap us. That is security. Hey, Echo, Juan. Better. He's getting that sorted. He's a little rusty.
Yeah, he's getting that sorted.
Everybody, just say,
Oh, nope. Yeah, he's not getting it sorted.
Juan.
I'm getting some deja vu over here.
Give it up on the only Ruben. Jerry. Except Jerry's
I think he's still trying to figure this out. You know, you do know that you got the audio going on over here. Ah, better. He's getting that sorted. He's a little rusty.
Yeah, he's getting that sorted.
Everybody.
Nope.
Yeah, he's not getting it sorted. On.
Let's see. We got a message. I got to send a chat message here.
On.
Echo Juan.
The only Jerry.
We're like in an endless echo loop.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his audio over here.
You do know the Jerry. Audio.
Going on over here. Ah, better. He's getting that sorted. We've heard. How many times have we heard this now? How many times is the audio loop gone?
Nope. Yeah, he's still getting it sorted.
I feel like Juan is pranking us right now. He's just coming on here and just putting his audio in a loop.
He's pranking us.
Like, they thought I was going to come on and talk. I'm just going to let them hear themselves, literally.
We're like in the left now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his audio over there.
Yeehaw!
No audio.
All right, Juan, look, please reconnect once you get your audio sorted. We've heard, how many times have we heard this? How many times is the audio loop gone? We're going to mute him for a few minutes here. Let him figure this out. Please just figure that out, Juan. Thank you. And then we'll He's got mod rights for this channel, I think. So, all right. That was a headache. Andy, you can come back now.
Hey, Juan.
I think he's muted. I think he's still, let's see, does he still have it? Let's see. Hey, he got it fixed. Hey, Juan. Look, please reconnect one. Echo's still there, Juan. You got to mute your. You got to mute the cast, I think.
Let him figure this out.
Please just figure
Echo
that out. Juan. Okay, I think he's still going to try to fix it. Not sure what's going on with his audio.
Gotta fix it.
We heard him for a split second, and then it went right back to echo looping. So, not sure what's going on there. So, anybody have any stories they want to tell here on the last story time?
I had to jump off for a minute. I had to take care of something. Sorry.
All right. So yeah, any stories? Is there? So I don't. Anyone have a favorite Juan Ruben story? I know I've asked that a few times now. There's just been so many. I was going back through the highlights, and it makes you appreciate how many good moments that there have been with Juan. His funny voices, his terrible dad jokes that were so corny, but still we loved him. So,
Me, I kind of like them all, to be honest.
yeah, and personally, I think it's kind of Storytime's come full circle because I kind of started it with Juan, so I think it's kind of fitting that I help end it. Hopefully, he can get his audio sorted because I really want to hear from him tonight at some point in time. Yeah, I don't know. What's everyone going to do with their Tuesday nights without Storytime? Like I said, I do plan to bring back the gaming streams. Who would like that? I know Andy doesn't like it. He doesn't like gaming streams. He's like, I don't understand why anyone would want to watch someone play video games for three hours. I don't get the appeal of it. It's like, well, like who would think? Juan said, who would want to listen to him talk for 2 hours? Apparently, a few people. So,
I don't know what I'll do without Storytime.
I don't either. Usually I'm home, but
I know Robin will listen. Robin likes pretty much anything. She's not very picky.
Yeah, that's true.
She just likes to hang out.
Shouldn't be boring.
I mean, hey, if you need your sleeping pill, Mom, I'm sure I could dig up some jazz to play.
Gotta
Yeah,
love
I do
that
miss
jazz
that
music.
too. Juan used to be my sleep show on Monday nights and Thursday nights.
We could just put the story time intro on a loop. That's jazz.
The last 2 times Josh took it over.
Let's see. Let's try this again. Juan's back. Now I don't hear him at all. Well, we went from echo loop to no audio at all, so maybe we're somewhere in between.
Unless he's like figuring out his mic.
He's like, man, I know I haven't used this thing. Hey,
You still don't get it.
I can hear you now. Hello, Juan.
You know what you've been doing for the past hour?
Story time? I mean, I know it's a very loose definition.
Exactly.
But
This is all I ever did.
Yes, but you do it much better than I.
No, I don't. I don't.
I don't
do it
have your voice
differently.
acting talent and your knack for
It's
storytelling.
still the same thing. You could do this every week.
My voice is hurting right now.
Karen, the whole BGRN crew, however you want to do it, you can do it. It's doable.
Like I said, I don't want to say this will be the last story time ever. I'd say for now, because I feel like it'd be good to take a break and kind of figure out like what we want to do with it going forward. But I just kind of I want it to be like the closure of the original story time, because I feel like it'll never be up to the same caliber as what you do. You sell yourself short, Juan. Truly, like I was going through
It
all
will
of
be
those.
different. And could be better. You never know.
I went through all of the recordings, trying to find all the highlights and stuff. Thankfully, I found a lot of the good ones in when I was doing year in review videos, so it wasn't that hard. But it really, going through the recordings made me realize, damn, he's such a good storyteller. Like seriously, it's like
So you're going to play that reel soon, right?
what was that?
The highlight reel.
Yeah. Well, originally I was planning to do it by now, and then we kind of started having fun on this. What was that saying you usually say? Well, what is it? Life is what happens when you're making other plans. Discord is what happens when you're making other plans.
Yeah.
So, but I just wanted to say is there anything you want to say in terms of like reflecting on your time here with Storytime? Because we've all had a blast. I know you've had a blast. So I'll let you have the floor here for a few minutes. Anything you'd like to say to reflect on your time here with this awesome
because
show?
I just came here to watch. I wanted to see what my win would be like.
Your win?
I know that's pretty morbid. Forgive me.
Like he wants a preview to his funeral over here. And here lies Juan, the best storyteller ever. All those stories that he had to say. Just remember, don't grow old. Just drive your Corvette off the cliff and leave a good-looking corpse.
Hey, it could be a Honda Civic too. Whatever you got. It doesn't have to be anything.
Here lies
Or an old Toyota.
An old Toyota without a motor.
Or an old Cadillac.
that you have to run it. You have
I
to
saw
run
your
the.
junkyard video, Robin. I loved it. I loved that video. That was
Thank
great
you.
stuff.
I knew you would. I got a kick out of doing that.
That was great.
Look, without the motor, you don't drive it off the cliff. You just cut some holes in the floor and you run it across like the Flintstones.
Like the Flintstones.
Oh man.
My friend actually came up with that idea, but I had to use some tires to step up on because the cars are jacked up.
Yeah. No, that turned out great. No, seriously, in all seriousness, Storytime was quite an experience. It was a learning experience for me, a huge learning experience for me. And when you made the offer, I decided to dare myself to see what I could do with a format like this. And as it turned out better than I could have imagined. And a lot of that has to do with you, the audience. I could not have done this alone. If I didn't have that chat staring me in the face and giving me prompts and ideas and thoughts and jumping off points, I couldn't have done this. I would have been sitting there like a bump on a log for 2 hours. Let's see. Now we talked about this shit. What I want to talk about next? I'm not sure. So I needed that chat. Sometimes that chat was all I had because I might have been up late the night before watching Monday Night Football or something. And then I wake up on Tuesday like, holy crap, I got to do story time. I don't have topics. And then I just kind of turn everything on half hour before, start playing my music roll, thinking, I hope they don't notice. I hope they don't notice because I've got nothing. And then inevitably somebody will make a comment in the chat. It's like, that's it. There's my jumping off point. That's where I can start. You guys don't know how important you were to whatever success Storytime may have had. And I salute you. I appreciate you. That's why I'm telling you, you can do this too. Because I'm nobody special. I'm just some schmuck who likes to yak a lot.
And who's got a really good voice acting talent. And I concur. That's why I thanked everyone during the show. Truly find another talk show that's as viewer interactive as Storytime.
No idea. Oh, it does work. Hey.
Yes, it works.
Hey. Nope. Can't do that over.
So yeah, try to find another talk show that's as interactive as Storytime. Can you find one? I don't think so.
Yeah, you can. Because there are actually hundreds of thousands of these going on every day. Somebody's recording a podcast somewhere, posting it online. This is basically what podcasts are. Some are more organized than others. Some of them are just totally freewheeling, free form, and without a point.
Yeah, but doing it live takes a lot more skill, I feel, than like your typical podcast.
I disagree. I think you're overstating or overthinking the amount of skill it takes. All it takes is some gumption, just the willingness to give it a shot. Just throw yourself in and go for it. That's all I did.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
Is it a requirement that you have to sound like Bryant Gumbel on crack, though? That's what the world wants to know.
It doesn't hurt. But you can sound any way you want.
By the way, I have another video idea for my next junkyard visit.
Oh, cool. I can't wait, Robin. I can't wait to see it.
You know what I'm really sad that I didn't get to do? I still want to do like a Storytime type show with Rick about IT. I kind of want to reach out to him now that like Storytime officially is wrapped up. I might even say, hey, look, if you want to do it on your channel, I'm fine with it. I think it'd be a really cool topic to discuss.
I think it would be fun too. I did talk to him about it, but he's been pretty busy. He also has his own, his own health challenges too. So, he's kind of gearing up for Studio B's 25th anniversary show, which he's going to be doing in January.
Oh, 25 years. Wow.
A small bit of participation in that.
25 years. Imagine. I'd like to say BGRN is that old, but I'm 27 and I don't think I was doing any sort of live streaming at 2 years old. I have a feeling about that.
Not for nothing, but Brandon started being a babbler at 2 years old.
Well, there you go. All he needed was a microphone and an internet connection.
Brandon's a bad boy all the time, Debbie. Get it right.
No, not really.
All right, now it's time for Tech Talk with DJ Slimshaky. Hope you brought your pillows. Just kidding.
Or argument time with Brandon and Aaron.
Or junkyard talk with Robin.
There you go.
We don't have our referees. We don't have Josh and Tom in here.
I will say a Storytime format like this, where it's just people casually talking, actually would be kind of fun.
Yeah, it would. It would. You can do whatever the heck you want with it. That's what I did.
We would need to have like the commitment, though. We'd need to have like people who like regularly rotating enough. We'd have to drag Art by his ear onto Discord and force him to participate.
Yeah. Or what you need is just one schmuck, one doofus who drags his ass out here every Tuesday and says, Okay, here I am. Let's do something.
Wow, I don't know. I don't think I've ever met that guy before.
You're looking at him.
Yeah, you're staring.
Oh wait.
Art says, I feel that the show with Juan calling Dell's tech support is the best. I gotta say, Juan, you totally winged that one. You messing with that automated prompt's probably one of my top favorite stories of all time.
Oh my gosh, I saw that video. I don't think I was there, but that was hysterical.
Credit
I
goes to
kind of
Dell.
like my videos.
All credit goes to Dell for that.
All the automated prompt had to do was just say, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that." And then Juan says,
Exactly.
I don't think I'm the problem, dear. I think you are. Then, oh, we're sorry.
The
The
one
department
thing
you were
that I
trying to
can't
reach
figure
is
out
closed.
Is why the hell they were closed
Goodbye.
on a Tuesday when they told me to call on Tuesday.
You know what it was, Juan? They were like, we can't fix this guy's computer. That's it. Hey, Juan's going to call. He's going to embarrass us live on the internet. That's it. We got to shutter the phones, cut the phone cord. We're taking the day off.
Well, we got 10 minutes of comedy out of it. What the hell?
Yeah, so it was pretty funny. I wonder, what would a Dell executive say if they ever come across that video? I doubt they will, because it's whole 10 views on YouTube, but...
Oh, they probably would have dismissed it. I saw a video recently where Michael Dell's name came up in discussion, and apparently he's not a very nice guy. So he would have just dismissed it.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of which, one of your last story times, Juan, was you ranting about Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes. I think that was the last story time I did.
Yes, I think it was too, and we're gonna have that in the highlight reels too. The most of the work that I had to do actually for the highlight reels was going through the recordings from this year, because obviously there's no year in review video yet, so I had to kind of do all the work that I normally do for the year in review video a little bit early. So
I like what Aaron calls
your
Zuckerberg.
highlight reel, because I have a feeling that there's one clip or one scenario that you might have missed.
Oh, what's that?
I'm not going to say. I need to see the highlight reel first, because you may have it.
I will say I kind of took the little bit of a lazy approach, and I kind of recorded over existing recordings so that I didn't have to actually physically edit a big long video like I normally do. Because normally I get them all together and then I edit them together into one massive video. Instead, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to create smaller clips. I'll clip off the beginning and the end where I had to like pause the video and start the video, and then I'll just add them in a playlist in OBS. There you go.
I see.
So,
well, I'm curious to see how it turned out.
Well, we'll get to see
one
it
thing that I did that even I missed until I went back and started reviewing some stuff a little while ago, just recently, as a matter of fact.
Well, you do know, I will say I think one of my strong suits is I do have a knack for finding some of your more funnier moments that everyone forgot about.
That's why I'm not assuming that you missed it. I'm just thinking that maybe you did. I'm curious.
I will say I did kind of slack a little bit on the recordings in the past year, so my recording library isn't as thorough as it was in previous years. So it's possible that I might just not have a recording of whatever you're talking about as well. So
that's possible.
I feel like, Juan, we need to find a way. Can you get an external hard drive and just put every show recording of Storytime on it and mail it to me, and then we could just start a Storytime archive channel where we just do nonstop reruns of Storytime with Juan Ruben.
Okay, I had everything except maybe 2 or 3 Storytimes that I lost when my Dell died, during one of the times it died.
Gotcha. Well, those will probably get lost forever unless I just so happen I may or may not have clips of those. I don't know. Depends what week it is. I have all of the full recordings for the ones that you and I did, where I was the main streamer on OBS's end, including the very first story time, which personally, that one still holds near and dear to my heart. Some of my favorite moments in story time were right in that first 15 minutes of the show, because we were completely spitballing there and we were just having fun. That was the beauty of it. Is it started out just here's one, tell a little bit about it, and then we just went off in whatever direction it.
Nothing personal. I thought that was the weakest show of the series because it was the first show and it just didn't do anything.
Well, you know,
It got better over time. But again, I'm not blaming you. I mean, you were fine. But for me, that story time is my least favorite.
Well, here's also the thing. You know what they say about going first, right? Is it's hard to compare the first because you have nothing to compare it before that. And you could say that the ones that came after it were as good as they were because of the first one. And, you know, you start out, as you do things more often, you get better. So you start here. Personally, I was very proud of that story time because, as you know, Juan, we kind of discussed a little bit like what we wanted to do to get the ball rolling, but then we never did anything, and we kind of ended up with like a professional, almost to me, like a very professional, high-level talk show out of like very minimal planning, and I felt it turned out well. The only thing I regret is using Zoom because the video quality was just atrocious.
Unfortunately, that's going to happen.
You know,
But
Discord
again,
is awesome.
If you're just referencing the first show, I still don't see it rising to the level that I would have hoped. I think Storytime did occasionally hit those heights, but being the tougher critic, there's a lot of stuff that if I could do it over again, I'd do it over again. But for the most part, I had fun doing it. That's the bottom line. I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was a blast doing it. It was a blast interacting with the audience. You're all a bunch of great folks. And honestly, I thought your Yankee show and the Elton John concert, those were much better to me. Overall.
Really? Because I felt like that one was like the Yankee one in particular. I'll admit, I rambled for a little bit too long there. You need to tell me to stop at some point, but you just kept letting me go.
Well, because see, what I needed to do was realize it was your first Yankees game. And I still remember my first Cubs game. Of course, I was like 11 years old at the time.
The one where you had to duck around the pole to see.
And I remember how geeked up I was for that very first Cubs game. So I needed to let you relive that excitement, that joy, that first time experience. So I just kind of sat back and let you have that moment.
I will say, I was going through the recordings, and I think that it may be on the highlight reel. I don't know if it got in there, if I clipped it out or not. But if you remember during that show, we were talking about a particular throw that I believe the Yankee first baseman at that time, Luke Voigt, did. And you were saying it was a bad throw, and at the time I thought it was a good throw, and in hindsight I'm embarrassed by that stance. So I correct myself now and say that you were right. It was a terrible throw. Also, go Yankees. World Series. Yay.
He's got me hooked, by the way.
Hooked on baseball?
I know, right? Apparently yeah.
Andy's now hooked on baseball. What do you think about that?
Dun, dun, dun.
Breaking news. Andy finally comes on to U.S. Sports.
It doesn't count, Andy? Oh.
Who are you and what have you done with Andy?
Exactly.
I think we have an imposter. I think
wait.
Andy's actually stocking the shelves at Tesco as we speak, and we've got like his evil twin on or
His
something.
evil American cousin. It's not the evil American cousin.
Bloody hell.
Oh, bloody. Oh, that's I'd say at the junkyard. Next time I go, I got another video idea.
Oh, yeah?
This time I'm going to get into the car that has a motor. I'm going to pretend it's not starting. Then I'm looking and say, oh, there's a problem. It has no gas in it.
Or no engine. I mean, even if you had gas, it wouldn't do you much good there. Yeah, now, Robin, what you got to do to make it funnier, you just got to yell, Yabba Dabba Doo!
Juan Ruben, are you there?
I am here.
Right. I want to know from you, where did it all start? How did you get into Storytime?
How did I get into Storytime?
Yeah.
Me, that's how.
Brandon asked me to try it. Brandon talked me into it.
So what were you doing before BGRN?
Oh, I've been doing internet radio back since 2006, off and on.
Studio
What,
B.
literally just talking, or was it
A lot of
music
on.
as well?
And Rick, who runs Studio B, and I would do a talk show on Wednesdays, a hump day show, we called it. And we would just talk shit for 3 hours and occasionally play music. Sometimes we ended up just talking shit for the whole time. And whenever he and I got together, we would just talk shit. And we go in all kinds of different directions. And there were people who liked that. They didn't mind that. Rick's problem was he thought we were shortchanging them by not playing music because he's still, he figures the music is what brings people there. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes people are interested in hearing a person chat about life and or whatever.
And Storytime's a testament to that. And what he's saying, like with what him and Rick did, that was the inspiration for me. That's what gave me the idea for Storytime. Because actually, I don't remember what it was, but there was something like him and Rick were talking about something in Chicago. Forget if it was some old restaurant or something that probably doesn't exist anymore. Stuff that happened before I was born. And I just remember Juan was telling the story in such an intense and interesting way that even though I had no idea what I was talking about, because it was like before I was born, I was still intrigued by it. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, we just got to get this guy how is nobody giving this guy a talk show where he just does this for a time? And that's like, you know what? If no one's done it, I'm going to do it.
It's funny because I remember before Rick and I did our first Hump Day show together that I was doing a music show once on Blog TV, and someone came into my chat and they posted a message saying, the music is fine, but I'd like to just hear you talk. And I'm like, huh? No, you wouldn't. You'd be bored to tears. And they said, no, I would be interested in hearing what you have to say about things just from listening to some of your comments between songs. That wasn't you, was it, Brandon?
No, it wasn't me. Unfortunately, I didn't know you until I met you on the Studio B shows. One of the other good things that came out of COVID. I know what I think, Juan. I think you need to track down that viewer, and you just need to send them an external hard drive of just Storytime shows. And say, here you go, your wish came true.
It's funny. I did not keep track of that person, unfortunately. I thought they were frankly nuts.
But
or wanted a date or something.
I still stand by it. I want a full archive of the Storytime archive. I'll pay for the external drive and the shipping.
Let me see what I can do.
Because I'm one of those. I like to archive everything. I've got clips from the last however many years of BGRN shows that I just keep piling on, and I'm on my second. I'm now on my second external hard drive. The old one started slowing down from all the memory.
Are you recording this show?
Yes, and I might upload the whole thing unedited to YouTube if people.
Okay, because Reddy was having trouble getting connected, so she's not able to listen, and she wanted to listen.
Well, I'll post it to
everyone,
I'll post it to YouTube, and she can do it.
Cool. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Actually,
here she is now.
Let me see what this is.
It wouldn't be story time without Reddy calling in.
No, it's still going on. Huh. Now, you know what? It's funny. We're talking about you. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, Reddy.
Hi, Reddy.
I don't know how, but I did. I think. I'm talking to myself. Does anybody want to tell me how to use this?
Oh, gee, if only there was an IT guy in the room who knew how to use these computers.
Yeah, the IT guy's 3,000 miles away, though, from me, and 1,000 miles away from Reddy.
And unfortunately, he doesn't service Macs.
Okay, I'm Mac.
You're on FaceTime right now. Okay, close your Mac FaceTime out. That's why you're getting the echo. Yeah, close that.
Okay, here. Okay, edit. Cancel.
Oh no, just go up to the corner and click your red dot.
Welcome to Tech Support, Tech Support with Juan Ruben.
know a lot about.
Okay, go ahead and then okay, the little box in the center there. Yeah, it says the was that in call? Yeah, click in call. Yeah, the little blue box.
Oh, the blue.
Yeah, click there.
Okay.
There you go.
Hello, this is IT. This is Brandon speaking. How can I help you today?
So is that your phone voice, Brandon?
Okay. Yeah, you see, you know what it is? I sent you the link, and you're not getting it. Something is blocking you from.
They told me what I was doing, but of course I can't remember now.
Okay.
And I have this.
So, Ready, I know you're still figuring things
Yeah,
out
no,
over there.
it out.
And Juan, you could relay the message for what is Ready's thoughts on the end of story time. I know you guys probably discussed it already privately, but
Did you say Ready's disgusted? What?
no, I was saying, what is Ready's thoughts about story time ending? I'm sure you two already discussed it like privately. I'm sure, but
No, you're not. Ready. Brandon wants to know what your thoughts are on story time ending.
Whatever you guys decide is perfect. But just get my okay. If you come to my house, I will make you a meal. The afternoon you make my brain work.
You just need your IMAX. You just need your IMAX. That's all.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know what? My IMAX is trying to help.
Okay.
what Ready really needs is a Windows
Let me give
machine.
you a call back, okay? And maybe we can try to work that out, all right? Okay.
Yes, they'll do it again. Just one time, like tomorrow or something.
Oh, you do another farewell? Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, talk to you in a bit.
Okay,
All
I
right.
love you.
Love you too.
Okay.
God bless Ready. I wish I could help her, give her more support there.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. For some reason, her iMac is not receiving the messages I sent her with the links to the show. And normally that's never been a problem.
Wish I could help you there, but I'm not big on Macs, and we don't even do it at work, except for like very very limited things where every one of us grumbles about it every time. We have to, how much harder it is, how many more steps we have to go through than with just Windows, where it's just 3 clicks and we're done. What do you mean? Yes, I want to install this app. If I didn't want to install the app, I wouldn't have hit the install button. That's my thoughts whenever we have to do anything with Mac and they have to authenticate with their password. It's like, well, if I didn't want to install it, I wouldn't install it now, would I?
Yeah, but once you do the password thing, you're good to go. It's a piece of cake after that. It's just like working with Windows, almost.
Oh, Windows wants to move to like a kind of the same thing as Mac does when on authenticating.
Microsoft is really hell-bent on trying to ruin Windows.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say that.
Windows Microsoft needs to realize that their operating system is basically better than the Mac OS and just leave it the hell alone.
I agree. What were you trying to say, Andy?
Said Windows are just bastards.
You kind of broke up a little bit there.
I said Windows are greedy bastards.
Ding ding! We all agree on something. Yay!
Well, they're all greedy bastards, though.
See, I pick on Apple, but I don't just pick on Apple. I'm an equal opportunity person. You should hear how much I grumble about Windows 11 because every time I mean, the computer I use at work, the workstation, as Windows 11, and there's still things on that thing. It's like I find the smallest things that, like on Windows 10, it's just one button click or one mouse click, and on Windows 11, it's 3 button clicks, and they call it streamlining. How is making more mouse clicks streamlining? Shouldn't it be less
You work
mouse
harder,
clicks?
Brandon.
So
That's what he's trying to do. Is make it work.
More
Okay.
exercise for your fingers.
I'm going to get my
If the mouse
$8.50 out
3
of
times
Brandon
instead of just
Fields.
once, you're getting more exercise.
wait, how much did you say an hour there, Andy?
I'm going to get my $8.50 an hour out of Brandon Fields.
$8.50. Geez, Louise. Andy must think I'm like getting paid like peanuts over here. Technically, that's illegal in Jersey because the minimum wage $15. You'll be happy to know, Andy, I make $17 an hour. Thank you very much.
Whatever.
$17 an hour in 2024. You're getting robbed, Brandon. You might as well be getting peanuts.
Hey, but you know what? For right now, though, I tell you what, though, I've saved up more money since I've started this job than I had in the entire, like, probably last 4 years I worked at Staples. It was just like my bank account was like on the verge of running out of money, and then within a month it was like instantly above triple digits. It was in triple digits.
Good.
You know, so
How much you get an hour?
Don't stop saving.
How much you getting an hour?
17.
$17 straight.
No, 17 pounds. Yes, $17. Before 40 hours a week. Do the math, and then don't try to calculate taxes because you'll get a headache.
Math.
So, Juan, I bet you didn't think when you sent me the secret word that I would have kept it all this time. Now, did you?
Well, I mean, it never occurred to me that you would, but I can't say that I'm surprised either, because some people do those kinds of things. It's like, even though it wasn't like a new car or a house or anything like that, it was still a microphone, a free microphone. So why not?
I still have
my brain at the moment.
I have the envelope it came in and the box you shipped it in too. I'm such a pack rat. I really am. Juan, can we get you to autograph the secret towel sheet? I'll mail it back to you. You send it back, then we can have an auction. All right, we'll start it at like $5, and we'll auction off the highest bidder. The secret word.
Off an autograph towel sheet.
An owl towel sheet that took 6 months for this. 6 months, guys. This piece of paper sat in this envelope collecting dust somewhere in Juan's studio. 6 months.
Robin, are you still there?
I think she left.
Oh, that's too bad. Because
it was good to have her,
on the other hand, won a microphone in just 2 weeks. And I'm just wondering if she wanted to have me autograph something for her. I say probably not.
Well,
you know what you send him next, don't you, Juan?
What's that?
I said, you know what to send him next, don't you?
Oh, I don't know.
A blow-up doll.
Oh, Lord.
How did I know Andy was going to say that? Hold on. Let me just see. Right click and let's see. I've got many mod options here. I can mute. I can deafen, whatever that is. Timeout. Kick. So many things. We won't do it though.
Deafen probably means in addition to muting a caller,
they can hear us.
Their eardrums out.
Exactly. You know what? It's just going to be like 15 minutes of just air horn on max volume.
Gotta do it.
Oh, so much fun. Boy, we've actually done almost a full story time, and this wasn't even a plan. I was supposed to be playing the highlight reel by now. This show's going to go like way over time, which I knew I was planning to do like 3 hours anyway, just because the highlight reel is going to take a while.
And you've made me overexert myself. I promised I wasn't going to do this.
Well, you know what? You enjoy it, Juan. You have too much. You just have too much fun.
Yeah, but I'm breaking down. That's why I can't do this anymore.
So we'll end off with this. So let's pretend this is the end of the show. It's not, but like let's say this is the end of the show, the last like couple of minutes of the show here for the final story time ever. What's your ending? Like what's your final like hoorah last message, the sign off? whatever you want to call it.
Give me a second here.
Sure.
Got to think about it.
Okie dokie. Here we go. When I started this, and I've said this a zillion times, but I'll say it a zillion and one times just in case. When I started this, I had no idea what was going to happen, where it was going to go, or if it would be any good, or if there'd even be a second show. Well, we all know what happened. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it's in large part because of this great audience. Those of you who are here every week, or those of you who are here occasionally, those of you who co-hosted with me, or those of you who just watched every week and popped comments in the chat that I used as a jumping off point to create stories or whatever out of or conversation or monologues out of whole cloth. This would not have worked without one, Brandon asking me if I would be interested in doing it, two, me accepting it, and three, you guys and gals showing up every week and putting up with my 2 hours of madness every week. I wasn't kidding when I said there were some weeks I would turn my computer on and I had no idea what was going to happen. But doggone it, somebody, whether it was Aaron or Art or Robin or Debbie or Brandon or even Andy, when he knew I wasn't talking about American sports, say something that would be a jumping off point for me to go off on a weird tangent and provide at least 5 minutes of bad entertainment. It was fun. I always thought I could do something like this, but I never had proof. I never dared myself. I never extended myself. I never took the chance. When Rick and I did that Hump Day show, I always kind of leaned on him, but then I realized he needed structure. He was not able to improvise the way I did. So sometimes we would get bogged down. But when it worked, and it worked fabulously. And when I had the opportunity to do the story time, what I did went to another level. And in large part, it was because of the great audience. You were as much a part of this as I was, maybe even a bigger part than I was, because I could not have done this without all of you. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Pardon me. Unfortunately, as you can hear, the voice is breaking down. This is one of the things I got to deal with. I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate your patience, your understanding, your support, and your applause. And if I made your day a little bit better, I want you to know that you made mine just that much more. It made my Tuesdays. I look forward to the Tuesdays. Oftentimes more so than I look forward to my music shows on Mondays and Thursdays. I always look forward to Tuesday because I knew I was going to get direct feedback, the interactivity that the music shows only partially give you. Because it's always somebody wanting a request, and that's fine, but it's usually no more than that. Some of the folks like the stories I would tell during the music shows, but in story time, I could expand and go wherever I wanted to go and do whatever I wanted to do and say whatever I wanted to say. And you guys and gals, you put up with it. And I appreciate it. And I thank you. And I'm sorry I'm having to end it this way, this soon. Because if I could, I'd do it for another, as long as you'd let me. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
And thank you, Juan. Seriously, the story time has been better than we could have ever expected. And, we want to thank you for all your commitment to the shows. We've enjoyed it, every last minute of it. I used to come home from work and be like, I can't wait to hear story time. It's going to be great, relaxing. So thank you for your commitment to BGRN. I hope you're able to, feel better soon. Hopefully you can at least find a way to, treat whatever it is that you have going on to where you can.
Well, let me just say this about that. I went to visit my regular doctor last week. My regular doctor, my primary care doctor, I found out shortly after I started working with him about 2-3 years ago after my previous regular doctor retired. I found out after I told him that I did music shows twice a week on the internet, he was a fan of my show. So when I talked to him last week and talked about how I had to give up the shows, he said to me, and I don't know if anything's going to come of this, he said, my goal is to get you back online. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that I will be doing this again, but if I can, and if he's successful, who knows how long it may take, but there's a possibility I could come back. And if it is possible, I will be back.
And you know what?
But right now, I've got to let it go for now and just see where this is going to go. And hopefully I'll get better. Hopefully things will stabilize. And who knows? Maybe I'll be doing this again.
And I know I said it to you privately in Facebook, like when you announced your retirement as well. But you're obviously BGRN family for now, forever. And the door here is always open. So if you're ever unretire, you just say the word. We'll clear the schedule for you, and we will always find a way. Music show, story time, whatever you want to do. We'll clear the schedule and make room for you. I'll fire Aaron. You can have his Wednesday or Friday slot.
I don't think so, pal.
Don't fire Aaron. Hell no. Leave Aaron alone.
I just had to do that.
Just find a free afternoon or night or whatever.
So
not promising anything, but who knows? It's out there. My doctor's a good doctor. Who knows?
Well, I hope he is able to work some magic. And, in this day and age, you never know. I mean, there's new medicines invented every day, new treatments. So, people much smarter than me, for sure. So, who knows? Maybe some very smart person, as we speak, has literally, maybe as we've done this show, has been sitting in a lab somewhere and had a breakthrough and be like, aha, I know exactly how I'm going to solve this.
So, Juan Ruben, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
What are you going to the doctor for?
I'd rather not go into gory details. Let's just say that I am a former smoker, and I'm dealing with some of the issues that heavy smokers deal with. And they have made it difficult for me to maintain my stamina of late.
Gotcha. Now, though, so I remember, as I seem to recall, like even last year, you had a lot of the, like the runny nose, like the congestion, and you thought it was allergies. But in hindsight, was that all just like symptoms of what you're dealing with?
Actually, no. That's separate. I've got the smoking-related lung issues and allergies, so it's a combination of the two.
Have you put any thought into moving somewhere with less like allergens?
Yeah, I could do that. And then I'd have to be reintroduced to something I've avoided for 15 years called winter.
Don't worry, we've got some experience with that here. We can help you out.
Well, it's not that I'm unfamiliar with it. It's just that 50 years in Chicago and versus 15 years out here, the 15 years out here has spoiled the hell out of me. So going back to that, yeah, I wouldn't be sneezing and coughing as much, which would be welcome. But then it's like, oh, it's 25 below and I got to go out and shovel the driveway. Oh, boy.
So have you stopped?
What was that, Andy?
He stopped smoking now.
I stopped smoking about 7 years ago. And it was a hell of a lot easier than I thought. If I had known it was going to be that easy, I would have stopped sooner.
Did you do it cold turkey? I've heard pretty good results from ex-smokers that cold turkey was the most effective.
Yeah. Because I tried to wean myself back in my 30s. And the longest period I was able to stay away from cigarettes was a month. But you fall back into the same habits. You're hanging out with the same people. You're going to the same bars after work. And all of a sudden, you're picking up a cigarette and not even thinking twice about it. But this last time, like I said, about 7 years ago, it just went away. It took about a month, but after a month, I wasn't even thinking about having cigarettes. And there are some smokers who say they dream about cigarettes like many, many decades later. I haven't had that issue. I don't even think about it. I wish I had known it was going to be that easy. I would have done it a
I
lot
can only
quicker.
imagine though that part of it has to do with like mental, like how, like if you're determined to quit, right? Like then you can mentally like deal with, you know, the all of the what is
That's
that
hitting the nail on
withdrawal
the head.
symptoms.
That's hitting the nail on the head, Brandon, because I knew someone back when I was working at Sears. We talked about quitting smoking. He was a reformed smoker, and he used hypnosis. And I asked him about hypnosis and how well it worked for him. And he says, it doesn't matter what I tell you, Juan. If you really don't want to quit, hypnosis will not help you. You have to really want to quit before you try anything, whether it's cold turkey, hypnosis, the patch, Nicorette gum, whatever. You have to want to. Your mind has to be in the right place. And my mind wasn't in the right place until 7 years ago, apparently.
Okay. Well, once again, because I want to start getting to the highlights and all that stuff. But I do want to thank everyone who's been on Discord today. This has made it fun. This went a lot longer than I thought it was, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. And in fact, if ever the opportunity comes up, I do feel like we need like some time to kind of like reset everything and kind of just take a break from story time. But then maybe someday, maybe we'll bring it back. Maybe the new year would be a good time. We could try a format like this where people just come on and we just hang out and we just talk and whatever.
I think you should do it. I think there's a lot of potential here. Seriously.
You know, and if not, I mean, I think I just proved that I can do I can do about a half hour. I'll be honest, Juan, I didn't know coming in what I was going to say. I tried to mentally think of things that I wanted to say. Yeah. And, you know, no matter how much you rehearse it, you just can't settle on like the perfect words. So then I just came on, I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to start talking. And you know, I kind of said a little bit of what I had planned. And then it just kind of, one thing led to another, which is true story time fashion right there.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I did it. Honestly, I didn't do anything differently than what you did.
I don't think my brain even knew what it was saying. My mouth was just saying words, and somehow it all just made sense and didn't sound like old man Joe Biden talking or something, you know. Like what was that I was saying? Oh yeah, right. What I had for dinner last night, you know, or something like that. So
that's all it takes. It's just you just put yourself out there and let yourself go. That's it.
Before we let you go, who are you voting for?
Oh, you're gonna open that can of worms, Andy?
Oh boy.
Gotta ruin it. The end of it. A perfectly good show with politics.
Boy.
I want to know Ruben, what's he going to vote? Who's he going to vote for? Come on.
I'm voting for the best candidate for the job.
Yeah, there we go. See, that's how you save that one right there. Now, I also won't get into that because I don't want to like open any cans of worms. However, I think those of you who know me and who have saw the stuff that I've chatted about, I think you know what candidate I'm not voting for.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with him? There's nothing wrong with him.
Nothing wrong with him. Did you forget everything that happened between 2016 and 2020? I think you're getting a little bit of amnesia here. Nothing wrong with him. Well, on that note, because Andy's bringing this show right off a cliff, he wants us all to like die and leave a good-looking corpse a lot sooner as we drive the show. Forget driving your Corvette off a cliff. He wants to drive the show off a cliff.
Let me just remind you of this. In 2016, the Chicago Cubs won the World Series for the first time in 108 years. And you know what happened a month later in November. So you don't want a National League team to win the World Series.
Oh, don't worry. My Yankees are going to make sure of that one. Quick final thought. What are your thoughts about my Yankees finally making the World Series, by the way? I'm sad we won't get to do a story time about, breaking that down.
I think The Dodgers are going to give you a run for your money. I think it's gonna be 7 games.
All right,
I think
but
it goes 7 games.
do you think we'll come out on top? Of course, as a Yankee fan, I gotta say that I think this is a solid team. There's one X factor that is gonna makes us better than any of the previous Yankee teams, and he shares the same name with you, Juan, and his last name is Soto.
Can you say Ohtani?
Well,
Can you
I'm not knocking on Ohtani. The Dodgers are going to be a difficult team. I didn't say they're going to be like the Cleveland Guardians, okay? They're not going to be an easy team to beat.
Honestly, I got to tell you the truth. As the child of the Midwest, I was hoping that the Guardians just might do the impossible, but they couldn't.
I will say they did put up a good fight at the end there. It made us a little nervous those last couple of games.
But it wasn't enough.
But they made Juan Soto look really good. Like they just basically, the Cleveland Guardians closer, that last pitcher, they basically just signed his next contract for him. Be like, yeah, who was the guy that sent us to the World Series with the final, like basically like a equivalent of a walk-off? That's right, Juan Soto. So here's what needs to happen. Let me break down the negotiations from my standpoint. Juan Soto walks into Hal Steinbrenner's office. Hal Steinbrenner takes out a check. He puts Juan Soto's name on it. He signs the bottom of the check and then hands him the check and says, fill in the blank. That's how I feel. I don't think it'll go that way.
No, you know what's going to happen is that Soto will look at that number and say, I got to call my agent. And then he will call his agent, and his agent will call the Dodgers owner and say, what can you do? And the Dodgers owner will write an even bigger check. And then it begins.
Andy's falling asleep over here. Well, Juan Soto's agent, though, did not have a good offseason. So he needs a rebound, too. So he's going to use Juan Soto to get that, I think.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if the team lining up and waiting for the bidding war to start is your opponent in the World Series.
And, hey, more power to him. I do think Juan Soto has become fond of the pinstripes, though. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to the money. I realize that. But there is that New York Yankees atmosphere that you can't get anywhere else.
That is so true. You have to hope that he did, because, frankly, Soto was here in San Diego last year, and he was just here for the money. That was clear. He just was here to make himself look good for the big paycheck.
And that's fine.
He knows he's more likely to get it in New York or LA. And when I say New York, I'm talking both teams. Because Flushing Meadows might write a big check too to wave in his face.
But with the Yankees, you can get the money, and then you get that like that legacy where Yankees, they take great players and turn them into legends. So
there's no arguing that legacy. That does play a large role. For some guys, it's just the money. And Soto could be one of those guys.
Juan Soto, do you want your own monument in Monument Park? Your number 22 retired? Because, we'll make it happen. We'll retire numbers till we run out of numbers.
Brandon, play the bloody highlights.
Yeah, so anyway, that's going to do it. Once again, everyone had fun. Thanks to everyone who's been on Skype. Thanks, Juan. It was good to hear from you. We wish you well, and I hope this won't be the last time that we hear from you.
With another half an hour of baseball every fucking fight. Play the fucking highlights.
Oh, cool. Calm down. But
let's make Andy happy now.
Yeah,
Andy's gone mad.
But it's been fun. And we'll get the highlight reels on, and I'd be curious to see everyone's reaction in the chat. I think it's going to be fun. A lot of you guys have seen these before. Half of them, I believe, well, not half, but a lot of them were on like the 1 year anniversary show. So that should be interesting. And
Art, I told you this story. I don't know if you remember. I was driving to Madison, Wisconsin on the day that the earthquake happened. And I turned on the radio in the car because I was going to listen to Giants versus A's all the way up to Madison, Wisconsin. And all I heard was earthquake reports. So, yes, I do remember the 89 World Series.
Yep. So anyway, been fun on the Discord. This really has been fun. Once again, Juan, have a good retirement, though I hope it won't be the last we hear from you. And you take care of yourself. You feel better. And
I intend to.
And
do my best.
Don't be a stranger. Come still keep in touch with our shows and tune in and all that
stuff. I will be around. You'll see me around here or on Facebook or whatever occasionally. I still get around.
All
so
right.
I'm gonna be bailing out of chat, but I will be watching the highlights. So.
All right, sounds good. And like I said, I'll be posting if anyone misses it. If you want to send it to Reddy, I'm probably going to upload the full unedited show.
Oh, good.
To YouTube, good. So people can just watch it whenever they want. I figure the final show, we've got nothing to lose at this point, right? By uploading the whole thing. So.
Sure.
We're going to roll the highlights. Thanks again, Juan, for coming on. Andy, Aaron, Robin, everyone who tuned in. Bye-bye.
Love you, Love you. Love you. Love you.
All right, let's roll the highlights. All right, so that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Thanks, everyone who tuned in. That was fun. I was not intending for that to go that long, but that was a good fun, and I'm glad we did. So now without further ado, guys, we will go ahead and we will do the highlights. Please participate in the chat. Let us know what your favorite one is. If you're watching on YouTube, comment down below what your favorite Storytime moment is. We want to hear it. Be sure to like, subscribe. I will be also planning to upload more clips of Storytime that I never uploaded as I find them as well. So you might still see video clips on YouTube. Even after Storytime is gone. So here we go. Without further ado, this is going to be the highlight reel. I hope everyone enjoys, and I'll be chatting with you. And once again, thanks to everyone who was on Discord. That was a lot of fun. We should do that again sometime. We really should. Anyway, just trying to find where I put the damn highlight reel. Here we go. So here we go. Storytime highlights. I'm going to call this the Storytime Hall of Fame. All the best clips that I could find. There were plenty more best moments than this, but this is what I could find of the recordings I had and of the ones that I had time to go through. So here we go. Let's relive all the wonderful moments that we had right here on Storytime one last time. Here we go. Enjoy.
Sonny, actually, it always occurred to me that I might want to, before I go to the next level, share all my wisdom and wit with you youngsters before I, moved on, and before they put me in the pens and pack me away. I thought maybe it would be a good idea. So I'm liking this, Sonny. Come on. You said before you were born, you gave me the perfect setup. I mean, there it was. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll show you. There was one when I first came out here in 2000, I think it was around 2010, where I was outside of a shopping mall, and the ground started moving underneath me. And that was a little unsettling. But I noticed that people were just kind of calmly coming out of the stores, like relaxed, like, hey, yeah, it's Wednesday, it's an earthquake, big deal. And, it's kind of taking everything in stride. And I thought, okay, yeah, so you guys are used to this. This is a little strange to me. It's like the ground has turned to jelly underneath my feet. What's going on?
Don't get.
And so Louie and I put the train set together, did not realize how close it was to the tree. Okay? And so we got everything going, fired up the train, and tree goes over. My father's on the couch, falls over, right on Dad's head. He never woke up. He slept through the whole damn thing. So we scrambled to get the tree uprighted again. And other than the tinsel that remained in his hair after we got the tree up, he didn't have a clue that anything had happened. Whereas out here, it's like,
It's Thursday. It's 60 degrees and sunny. Okay, just like it was on Wednesday. And I bet tomorrow it's going to be 60 degrees and sunny. Oh, no, it's going to be 59 with chance of rain. Oh, wow, I got something to look forward to.
Chance of forest fire, 80%.
See, there's that. That's what keeps you on your toes. Because when it gets dry enough and, the winds start to blow, the Santa Ana winds come through, it's like, then you got the risk of brush fires, which can be pretty nasty, as you know, out here. My brain works faster than my mouth. So sometimes it sounds like I'm stuttering. But it's like, yeah, it's like, but it's like my mouth is just trying to catch up with the brain because the brain's always saying, and the mouth is like, oh, man, come on, slow down, brother, come on. Man, you give me a break, man. They're just flying, the ideas are going left and right, all around, and you won't let me get it all out, man. They're going to think you like a stuttering dude or something. They're going to say, you need a therapy or something. So just chill, okay? Just chill. Slow down and let the thoughts flow. Find some, let them flow into like a nice little tight river, But you want it to be like the damn ocean or something, like the Pacific, all over the place. So just chill. That's not going to happen, okay?
I relate to this fully.
I've always heard that, I had an interesting voice. I never thought so. I always thought I sounded like Bryant Gumbel on crack. But apparently there must be something going on because people have always said positive things about my voice.
It is a good voice.
You have a really good one. I feel like you do have a genuine radio voice, honestly, Juan. Like, I feel like you are one of those you could pull off radio, but also it's your energy. You have a good way, a lot of energy, and you're able to, tell it with such energy and with such, like not just detail, but like almost like you're into the story yourself, which is kind of really great.
That just happens naturally because it goes all the way back. I don't know where it comes from or where it started. I just know that as long as I've been here, I've been telling stories in this way with this kind of energy or passion or whatever you want to call it. And sometimes when I'm debating serious topics, I have that same energy and passion. And some folks can misinterpret that. They think I may be getting angry or something. But no, it's just the way I do it. That's all. And I found myself having to apologize to folks for if I like scare them off, because like, no, you don't understand. I'm not angry. Just believe me, trust me. I just have this passion about stuff. And that's why it might come off to some folks that way. So I'm sorry is never far from my vocabulary in situations where I get passionate about stuff. I had a number of interesting jobs wrapped around a 21-year career that I like to think of as 8 years in the sandbox and 12 years in a toy store. I worked for a major retailer that barely exists anymore, but at the time they were the
Sears,
the world's largest retailer. Exactly.
You see, I was able to pick that out very quickly because Sears is like, I don't even know how they're still alive, honestly.
Neither do I. Just hang on, guys, because my pension's there. Come on, hang on. Go on, please. At least let me be able to get that pension when I turn 65. And
rest in
this
peace,
would be the
Sears.
ultimate. It don't make sense to me. You know where the toilet paper capital of America is? I love this. It's Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Packers.
And see, as a Chicago Bears fan, I just that information is just too precious to me. That Green Bay, Wisconsin, is the toilet paper capital of America. It's like Fallbrook, California, which is not too far from where I lived when I was up in North County, is the avocado capital of America. Okay, avocados, I get. Avocados, they're healthy for you. I'm not crazy about them. Mash them up and make guacamole out of them. Then I can tolerate them. I won't eat them raw. They're boring. But toilet paper and the Green Bay Packers, toilet paper and a pro football team. That's what Green Bay is known for. And it's just too precious to me. But anyway, so were residents of Green Bay hoarding toilet paper during the worst of the pandemic? I would think they wouldn't, but they probably did. There were probably some Green Bay residents, your local resident cheeseheads, Hey, I hear you're going to go to the Packer game there this weekend. You know, they're playing the Bears. Then the Flatlanders are going to be coming up to Lambeau Field, invading our territory and stuff. And they're going to want to buy up our cheese and our toilet paper. So you want to hoard your toilet paper for the Bears fans coming up, because you know they're going to, because they don't, you know, the big city is going to be short of toilet paper. So hoard it, hoard it, hoard it. I just can't imagine that. That would be like, oh, I was about to give you a bad example. I was going to see that would be like Taco Bell being popular in San Diego. Well, somehow it is.
What baseball position did the boy with no arms or legs play?
No, what position does no arms?
No, what position?
Yes,
did the boy with no arms or no legs play?
I'm afraid to ask, but what position did he play?
First base.
Oh,
it's like he was the actual base.
Oh, jeez.
Corny dad joke clip here, guys.
So if I guessed second base, I could have been right too, huh?
Well,
jeez,
that's true.
All right.
What is the difference between broccoli and boogers?
Just the question is funny. Okay, now I know I'm going to step right into this because this is one of those jokes that gets you in big trouble. What's the difference between broccoli and boogers?
Kids don't like to eat broccoli.
Wow.
Okay, I thought it was going to go in a different direction, but I should have seen that one coming. Kids don't like to eat broccoli.
Well, not usually.
Right.
But
Yeah.
in my case, I always ate it.
You and me both. How about that?
Well.
Okay.
It's fun.
How about this one? What
Yeah.
concert costs just 45 cents?
Nickelback.
There's more. You're halfway there. You're halfway there.
Oh, yeah, Nickelback with a refund.
Nope. 50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
Oh, yeah.
You were on the right. You were on the right track. You are on the right track.
What's the other one? Here. Here's one for me. Here's one for me.
All right.
What do you call a boy hanging on the wall?
A boy hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
I have no idea. What would you call a boy hanging on the wall?
Art.
Ah, of course. Of course. How many apples grow on a tree?
I've never actually counted.
All of them.
Oh, brother.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, here's the play. So essentially what happens is he grabs it, he throws it, and the guy who's on second makes zero attempt to get it. He literally just stood there and looked at the ball. Did you see that? Oh, if you saw that, I can play it again. When we get there, I'll freeze it.
Right now, I'm still seeing a still image. I'm not seeing the video,
Really?
full motion video. You're being
For the
unfair.
record, 2024, Brandon here. Everything you're about to hear, I was wrong about, but it's very entertaining. This is like intense stuff right here. So me and Juan kind of get into it a little bit. So enjoy and go Yankees.
You're being unfair. He made his move toward third base before the ball got to him. He didn't see it. If you look at it real quick, you can see he doesn't see the ball. He does not see the ball.
But he should have.
He doesn't though. He doesn't. Regardless
should
of
have
what
been
you
looking.
think, look at the action. He made his move before the ball came his way. He doesn't see it. He does not see the ball.
See, but I really think, because, all right, so this, I'm just thinking from a perspective of, you're a professional ball player. Runner on first, there's a ground ball, you know it's going to the first baseman, right? You should be looking at the first baseman waiting for that ball to come to you. So if he's not seeing it, that's his own fault for not looking.
Regardless, he doesn't see it.
And the worst thing for me is that they scored that on Voigt, the first baseman, but his throw was spot on. You can't argue his throw was spot on to where it should have been. For getting that double play ball.
I'm an idiot.
So for me, the error should have been on.
No. See, you're.
All right.
Now,
it might have been. It was mostly
I'm looking
spot
at
on
this
to
play,
second
and
base.
I'm not seeing the same thing that you're seeing.
It's mostly. All are you going to say that was a bad throw to second?
Yes,
I mean, that was
yes,
pretty.
Yes, it's a bad throw to second, Brandon.
I don't know. It's off by like that much. It's off by that much.
Throw.
I don't know.
It's not even near the bag.
What are you talking about? It went right over this guy's shoulder.
Look at that video.
It went right over this guy's shoulder.
It's not even close.
We're going to argue about highlight reels, guys. I told you guys are going to get your money's worth on the show here today.
It's like, that's a bad throw. And bottom line, it's a bad. That's why the third baseman wasn't looking. He just assumed the throw was going to go to the second base and take care of the runner, and it was a bad throw. It's on the other side, the wrong side of the bag.
Hold on 1 second. All right, now hold on, give me 1 second, guys, because now my thing's getting a little crazy. The video.
And for the record, Juan was right. That was a bad throw. I am completely embarrassed that I thought that was a good throw. All right. I must have got caught up in the excitement. And for the record, Luke Voigt, who is the player who did the bad throw, his career did not go well after this season. I don't know if he's still playing. Anyway, back to the highlight reels. But 2024 me agrees with Juan. That was a terrible throw. And don't listen to whatever year this is me. I was stupid.
On my end, that is. There we go. This is the video that I want. Stop misbehaving. As we, you know what? We should get now people are watching this YouTube ad for eBay.
Yeah.
I think we should get a portion of the profits from that.
I agree with that.
Because, we just put it in front of more people for them. But I don't know. I just feel like I watched it live and Yankees fans are on my side. Granted, it's a completely biased opinion. That's a fair.
Of course it is.
That's a fair point. It's a completely biased opinion.
But what I'm seeing, it doesn't agree with what
as an
you
outsider
saw in the live split second that it happened. It's like if you look at it again, objectively, and I know that's next to impossible for you as a Yankee fan, because I'd be the same way as a Cub fan.
But I don't know.
It's a bad throw.
Freeze. All right, let me. If you go to 121, freeze the video right there, and you will see the ball is almost lined up with the bag. It's off by maybe a couple inches, but for me, it's still a very playable, catchable ball. Any person who's ready for it.
Brandon, watch the throw.
I did. I'm watching where the ball placement of the ball is.
See where the guy covering second base is, and see where the runner is, and see what the third baseman, why he's breaking, because he assumes there's going to be a successful, accurate throw to second base to get the runner. So he's going to cover third just in case. And the throw never has a chance.
But if he'd have been paying attention, he could have got that ball.
He was doing his job.
He was not doing his job.
Supposed to do, because he assumed that the first baseman knew how to throw the damn ball to second base to get the runner out. And
but look, he is standing right at the ball. Look at where the. Are you paused at 121?
This is a preview, folks, of what story time with me and Aaron would look like, except not about baseball, but. Man, that was embarrassing. Not my finest moment, guys. Ignore everything that I said. I was an idiot. Juan was right, and we're just gonna pretend like this never happened. I should just pull this clip off of YouTube. Next clip, guys. No more baseball. That's the only baseball clip. I promise you that. Hang in there, Andy. Your clip's coming. For the record, I was wrong. That was a terrible throw.
Aaron has stepped away from the microphone. He needs a second mic.
I also have it.
There we go. There you go. Yeah.
That's the 1987 edition.
Okay. I bought that CD because, CDs when CDs were just starting to come out and people were talking about, the pristine digital quality, and you can hear stuff. You can hear musicians coughing in the background. And at the last chord as it fades out on A Day in the Life, you can hear the musicians' chairs rattling and somebody coughing and John Lennon sneezing and Ringo picking his nose. I mean, and so I bought the CD, and I played A Day in the Life, and I listened to that last note as it faded out from the piano. That last chord. And sure enough, I heard a creaking chair. And then I heard something else. And then it faded out completely. It's like, that's what I paid for? I think it sounded better on vinyl.
And but wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
You get the inner groove gobbledygook.
Oh well.
You didn't get that. You didn't get that with the U.S. version of Sgt. Pepper.
Gotta pay $20 for your inner group
put it on the
gobbledygook.
U.S. version.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, and I'm not sure that the CD version that I bought had that. Honestly,
It did, because it's from the UK archives.
when was yours released again? The CD that you have?
1987.
1987. See, and that was an anniversary edition. I bought mine before 87.
Wow.
And I think it was probably a digital version of the U.S. release. So, because I would have remembered the gobbledygook, and I do know that I did buy it before in 1987.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing about the anniversary edition that came out. It's like, well, why didn't I wait for that? Like, I already got it. But maybe that would have made it more interesting. Honestly, it's like I heard that fading chord, and I heard the creaking chairs, and that was it. I'm like, I paid extra just to hear the creaking chairs at the end of one song. Is that all I get for my money? So give me an example. Show me the difference between a regular wave and the royal wave, if you will.
Give the uneven audio levels.
I'll show you there one there.
This one was very hard for me to do because
This is that's the regular wave.
Okay.
And this is the royal wave there.
Okay. Yeah.
See that middle one? So the regular wave is kind of like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that, like a wave at something, and then the royal wave is kind of like your like the queen there. Yeah.
Right.
So you're just kind of like waving to the queen or somebody in England there.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a traffic cop sort of wave.
Yeah, this is kind of like that there.
Yeah. It was quite funny when you're like 5 years old watching that stuff. Okay, the royal slap. We must have a demonstration of the royal slap before we go.
I'll make sure to do that there too. Sure, Brian might miss it. Well, I can show it to you here on the account here. Have to be a little different because it's down here, but I'll show you it too.
All right.
So it's go to the account here like that.
Okay.
There's the punches there. There's the slapping there, and then you go a couple punches there.
Okay. All right.
So we'll see how it is. Slap and then you get some more punches there. So it's
got it.
It's mostly all it is there. So that's the royal slap. It's mostly between slapping and punching there. So you gotta give him a good slap first, and you give him a couple punches there.
I wish I'd have put in the one that we had Art do during the 1 year anniversary. It was quite wimpy. We actually, I wish I had put it in there. There's a clip from the 1 year anniversary show where all of us did a royal slap, and me and Josh are definitely the best two. And once again, I do apologize for the uneven audio in this. When this was done live, recorded live, obviously, Josh's mic was much lower than Juan's, and when I re-recorded this, I was trying to use the fader to like equalize it, and I did the best I could, but there's just no saving this audio, so apologize for that.
Okay, cool. And then something happened. I think they pushed the growth too much. And I think they stretched themselves thin, because a lot of their core racing fans were turned off when they started expanding beyond the Southeast. You know, that was kind of like their bailiwick. They didn't like that. You're going to be racing in California. Why the hell you want to race in California? Bad enough we got a Jeff Gordon and a Jimmy Johnson running the damn circuit. They're from California. We don't want to race out there, but there are fans. I mean, there are NASCAR fans out here. Jimmy Johnson is from El Cajon, which is not that far away from San Diego, just east of here. Jeff Gordon, I forget where he's from, up north somewhere. And there have been other racers, NASCAR drivers from California, from the West Coast. But NASCAR's hardcore fan base, Southeast, and if you Chicago, there's a race in Chicago. We don't need that. The hell's wrong with Talladega? If you're going to have a race in Chicago, why not just put it in Memphis or Nashville or somewhere like that? You don't have to go that far north. I think NASCAR spread themselves too thin, and that's part of the reason why they're hurting.
Obviously, if you've got the original DVD of Titanic, because they've remastered it now, because so many things that was wrong when it first came out. If you've actually got the proper one, you would notice that in one of the scenes of the 1997 film, you can actually see the camera lens in one of the shots.
Okay, interesting.
As they go into the restaurant,
yeah,
the camera sort of pans out from one of the doors,
and
you can see the camera lens panning out.
Yeah.
Also, in the 1990s, this is one of the other reasons why I don't like the 1997, because there's so many things wrong with it.
Yeah.
In the 1997 film, when it was sinking, as Aaron says, it was done in a pool.
Yeah.
And if you got the original 1997 DVD, you can see when it was sinking that you could see the city of where it was filmed literally in the foreground.
I'll be darned.
So when it was sinking, you can see bright light, a city of bright lights right in the far distance. They've now edited that bit out.
Yeah.
They've remastered it so you don't actually physically get to see that.
Yeah.
And also when Jack got handcuffed to a pipe.
Yeah.
And Rose had to come along and set him free.
Mm-hmm.
When the axe fell, it was nowhere near the actual handcuffs. So
I kind of vaguely remember that one because I saw that on a big screen in a movie theater when it was released back in 1997. I'm ashamed to admit.
And also when Jack asked directions from one of the crew members, and the crew member says, "No, come on, you got to come with me."
Yeah.
And Rose decided to punch him.
Mm-hmm.
Before she actually punched him, the blood was actually coming out of his nose before she even got to the actual nose.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. So there was a lot of remastering done in the 1997 film. It's now A-OK, but if you've got the original DVD of the 1997 film, you would notice all these things that have gone wrong.
I'd love to have a copy of that original DVD.
Anyone have a copy?
Probably cost a fortune to buy one on eBay, though, because people who have it probably are aware of all the mistakes by now.
All the mistakes, yeah.
But one of the things I discovered as I'm going through this stuff, because I'm still doing it, is there are times when I wonder how in hell you guys put up with my rambling, incoherent. It's like you guys are candidates for sainthood. If I was listening to me, I'd be like, I need to go get me a soda and just walk away. I think I'll go to the beach. Who is this guy?
Stop selling yourself short, Juan. You're great.
It's just amazing. You guys are saints. I appreciate you. Believe me. I'm gonna start sounding like an old man. I already am an old man, talking about his aches and pains and illnesses and stuff and all that, and it kind of sucks.
That's right. It's me, old man Juan Ruben here. Let me just go get my cane. Go get my cane, and I'll go down to the hardware store and I'll pick up a new microphone.
Okay, I'll shut up. Just had to do it. Sorry, Juan.
I'm looking at right now is headline Slayer, Striker, Shooter, and the Rise of the Extreme Baby Boy Name. Those names, Slayer, Striker, Shooter, are all names that have been given to boys recently. And the article starts out about how parents tend to be more conservative about naming baby boys. but when they do get creative, they turn them into throat-ripping action heroes, which is a great phrase. And they also go through a litany of unique girls' names, like, for instance, Echo, Victory, and Ireland. And then, of course, they also touch on celebrity names like Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, and Hilary Duff's daughter, Banks Violet Bear, Cardi B's Culture Chiari, Cephas, or Kylie Jenner's Stormy, spelled with an I at the end rather than a Y. Unique spellings have been around for a long time. Like there's the one that they point out, Madison, spelled Maddisyn. That sounds like straight out of the 60s. And then other names, Genesis, Serenity, Heavenly, Promise, Legacy, Treasure, and Egypt. I think I knew somebody named Egypt. And now those are the girls' names, of course, and then they go into boys' names, how they tend to be, Andrew, Greg, Michael, Matt, Sam, Mark, Chris, and Ryan. And then they bounce back to boys' names that have been coming up. In a 2019 Namerology article on the topic, several of the burlier, more aggressive names that have been picking up steam: Angler, Camper, Tracker, Trapper, Catcher, Driver, Fielder, Racer, Sailor. These are names that parents are giving to their male children. Striker, Wheeler, Breaker, Roper, Trotter, Wrangler, Lancer, Shooter, Slayer, yes, Slayer, Soldier, Tracer, Trooper, Blazer, Brewer, real popular in Milwaukee probably, Charger, not so popular in San Diego, Dodger, real popular in LA, Laker, Pacer, Packer, Raider, Ranger, Steeler, Warrior. Somebody named their kid Steeler. Or Warrior, or the worst of all.
Did the person who named their kid Steeler, did they grow up to be a thief? I hope not. Also, for the record, going back to the girl's name, I have a coworker named Echo. Definitely a unique name. Anyway, back to Juan.
Packer. I hope the guest isn't from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Because sadly, I'm from Chicago originally. Packer. Somebody named their kid Packer. If it was former NCAA coach and TV color analyst Billy Packer, then his son would be named, or grandson would be named, Packer. Then, of course, there are a few more names: Dreamer, Jester, and Rocker. You better put a guitar in that kid's hand if you name him Rocker. It will be expected. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Catcher, Driver, Fielder, Racer. It's obvious where the inspiration comes from, right? If they're child in Sim City. Oh, I thought you wanted to use Sim City as a name for the child, Brandon. Hi, this is my kid, Sim City. That's his twin brother, Call of Duty. That's what you do. Name your kid after video games, right? There's my daughter, Halo.
Hello.
And,
Hello.
If I name an offspring after my favorite video game, he or she would be called The Last of Us. That would work.
One. You should do it. You should do it.
It wouldn't work. Either that or Slotomania.
That's not too bad. That's funny. I get a kick out of Slotomania. A
shamed cat owner recently sent letters of apology to her neighbors.
This story. This is one of my all-time. I forget about this one. This was one of my all-time favorites. Funniest stories. This one was one caused by Art. Art linked this story, And personally, I think this is one of the best like article-based stories Juan ever did on Storytime, because he just made it really funny, and it's a testament to his storytelling skills and his voice acting talents. So here we go. Enjoy. You're gonna die laughing on this one, I promise you.
Cat keeps stealing their undies. The pesky little kitty, whose name is Pumpkin, has been on a knicker-nicking spree by bringing home a fresh set of lingerie every day. And the 3-year-old cat is now officially in the doghouse for her daylight robbery of her neighbor's underwear. And she's a cutie. Pumpkin the cat is kind of cute. Cute little cat burglar. I guess that's what you'd call it. Anyway, here let's feature the culprit, the perpetrator, the alleged undie thief, young Pumpkin. There's Pumpkin's mugshot. That is Pumpkin,
armed and dangerous,
the stealer of underwear in her neighborhood. So if you see this cat, alert local authorities. Do not try to apprehend the cat yourself. She could be dangerous, especially if the undies aren't dry. Owner Zoe Davies, who is 44, stated, as if we needed to know that, "This week alone, I've had 10 pairs of knickers, all the same size and make, 2 bras, and 2 pairs of tights. My children and friends think that the whole thing is hilarious. Of course they would. But there's somebody who ain't got their drawers who ain't so happy about this. But I really don't know what to do. I thought about putting an honesty box outside, but I can't put underwear outside my house." Yeah, how do you know where the undies are coming from? You know, unless you follow the cat, you go, you know, you do a stakeout, or maybe you get a neighbor's cat to go undercover. I don't know. The family always discovers the clothing in the morning and are alerted by Pumpkin crying after she's brought something new home. So she fesses up to it. And they have the text of the note here, a picture of it. "Dear neighbors, this is quite embarrassing, but my cat has taken to bringing me home items of clothing. In the past week, I have had about 6 pairs of women's knickers and a bra top. Previously, I have had a gray V-neck jumper. That would be sweater. So obviously this is in England. Socks, T-shirts, knickers should have given it away to me at first, but jumper confirms it. Gardening gloves, children's leggings, and men's pants. My work colleagues think it's hilarious. So it's not just the undies that Pumpkin is stealing. We were led to believe it was just undies, but Pumpkin is just a clothing thief. Keep her out of Target, okay? I have to admit that I have thrown some items away as I have no idea where they come from and was too embarrassed to knock on everyone's door." Yes? "Hi, I'm your neighbor. Is the lady of the house missing some undies? Perhaps some panties or a bra?" Not that I know of. I'll ask." "Honey, there's a lady at the door asking about your undies." Jeez. "If you're missing any items, please feel free to knock on my door. Big apologies. Any advice on preventing this is welcome. Best wishes, your very red-faced neighbors at number 187. Zoe, who is from Fairwater, Cardiff, UK, stated, "I've had T-shirts, socks, gardening gloves, tea towels, leggings, men's pants. One week she brought home a pair of knickers. Then a few days later, she brought me the matching bra." Okay, Pumpkin has fashion sense, folks. Pumpkin has fashion sense. There is a method to her madness. I thought that was quite impressive, Zoe said. Zoe posted letters through 6 of her neighbors' doors explaining what's going on and asking if they wanted to be reunited with their undies. "Would you like your knickers back?" She believes the naughty haul could actually be coming from the same house, as they are all the same size and make. It's very good detective work. You could be a Sherlock Holmes, Zoe. However, no one has laid claim to the array of underwear and other clothes. Let's, as a public service, because I, like to perform public services, if you live anywhere near their town in Cardiff, if any of this looks familiar to you, contact Zoe Davies at her house at number 187. Because this could be those could be your goodies.
For the record, I believe this story is from like 2017. So this story was already very old when Juan did it. So yeah. Let's not let Art see the like the bras and stuff, because he might start going on about his bikini fetish over there. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'd be interested to know if the cat in this story is still alive.
Just say it. She believes that she's getting into houses either through cat flaps or windows that have been left open due to the hot weather. Again, we're talking a veritable Sherlock Holmes here, right? So I concluded, I don't people to worry, or I'm sure this is just badly reprinted. I don't want people to worry that there is a cat burglar out there. Well, Zoe, actually, it is a cat burglar, literally. She says it is just Pumpkin on the prowl. Yeah, Pumpkin, the cat burglar. Okay, one more picture here. Now, of course, you can see the article. Art posted it, but I just think it's kind of fun to share this way. Here.
Yeah, maybe they should have named the cat Stealer. You know, like going back to the funny boys' names clips. Stealer, the cat burglar.
Ladies and gentlemen, is Ms. Zoe Davies and Pumpkin together. Don't they make a lovely pair? I wonder maybe if Zoe is intentionally, maybe she's trained Pumpkin to steal undies. Now, Pumpkin, they have to be a certain size, otherwise they're no good. So just remember, size 4, okay? Size 4. And the bra has to be a 34C, okay? Can you remember that? Jeez. I smell a rat. I smell a rat. Thank you, Art, for getting us off to one hell of a start.
Yes, thank you, Art. That was priceless.
And welcome, Debbie. Debbie, are you missing any undies? That's all. Apparently, Pumpkin steals women's undies mostly.
Why am I not surprised that Art would find a cat article about a cat who steals women's undergarments? Seems like a very Art thing. But yes, thank you, Art, for linking that clip, because that was some of Juan's finest work right there.
Men's pants. I don't know if that's a pattern of some sort, something we need to be worried about, but just for your warning, if you happen to be in that town in Cardiff, you just might want to be on the lookout. Sorry, Debbie. It's Art's fault. Art posted the story. I had to share it. It's just too good to pass up. Just way too good to pass up.
I agree. That was too good.
This is how everyone is going to be at the end of Aaron's show tonight. He's going to go to like midnight, and then everyone's just going to be...
Wow.
It's gonna be like Gaz when he does his shows on Friday night. He just falls asleep during his own show because he stays up so late.
Yeah, it goes on to and
you're listening to KFL.
Well, tonight it's kind of much needed because unfortunately our late start, getting story time going.
Robin says she's ready to laugh her ass off. I think she thinks we're boring. Yeah, stop talking. Show the montage already. You're boring.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're calling us boring, Robin?
Yeah, is that boring there?
Can finally give away that mic.
Sounds like Andy right at the end of our Discord call there.
Hurry up and just show the bloody highlight reel already.
I don't know if anyone said the secret word, so you'll have to tell us if we did, so we can have confetti come down.
Confetti.
Confetti come down. Yay! I swear, if we don't, I swear to God that sometimes I think I'm going to be Juan's age before he gives away that mic.
No, I'm getting close.
Well, as we now know, I'm not Juan's age. And the mic he was giving away from that is, right here. I'm talking into it. So, it didn't quite take that long. And we now know what the not so secret word anymore is. So there you go.
Oh, yay! I'm
a secret word. Now I'm going to need it. But that damn mic is so outdated now.
Oh,
I didn't know where I was going with that one, as you could tell.
They stopped making that model 45 years ago. Better, you should play some good tunes. Andy needs his sleeping pill after all.
Oh, jeez.
Well, Andy's not here to get his sleeping pills.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, he wasn't even here he missed the whole part where he was, I put that part in just for him.
Yeah.
And I didn't put him last because, you remember during the Cam Up Christmas Spectacular in December?
Yeah.
I happened to play him last. It was completely random. I didn't have an order pre-planned out. It was just whatever fit into the time that we had at the moment. And all I heard from Andy the month after, you better not put me last next time. How dare you put me last? I'm not going to stay up the whole time next time. Sorry, my British accent's not very good right now.
He's not. He doesn't have a southern drawl.
I got. Let's see. I can't do the UK accent. I have to be pretty much going.
Andy's from the South now.
DJ Andrew on Twilight FM. Okay, I give up. I can't do it today. I gotta get going. But how about we could do a DJ Tom accent.
Scottish accent.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You're listening to KFL Radio.
Oh man. Oh.
Let's go.
I like how Tom does it. Let's go.
Let's go. It's like that. Let's go. You got to do the Scottish accent. Let's go. You're listening to KFL Radio.
Sometimes he yells it too, which is
Yeah.
Yeah.
The DJ Gaz Show up next until he falls asleep on air.
Distorted.
Let's go. Somewhere, sometime in the future, like 50 years from now, someone's going to dig up this recording and be like, who the hell are these morons and what were they doing?
Well, we'll see.
And it's going to be like, who the heck are these crazy?
Was this what they did in 2022?
Oh, it hasn't been 50 years, but I'm saying that. What were these morons doing again in 2022? Here, now looking at it, 2024.
Exactly. 2022 is a crazy year.
Robin says she can impersonate Urkel. Okay, you got to come on the call and do that for us.
Did I do that? Did I do that?
Oh, man, that was too funny.
Oh, my gosh.
That's going to be on the year in review video for sure.
Did I do that?
That was pretty good. Josh's voice is way too deep to do Steve Urkel for sure.
Yeah, it's too deep to do that kind of stuff.
You kind of have to hold your nose a little bit to get that.
Look, my voice is pretty much on the lighter side, like the higher side, so it's pretty easy for me.
Did I do that?
Okay.
All right, just so you know, everyone, the price of admission just went up double.
Oh, that's,
Pay up now. Look, it's not cheap paying so many DJs,
Well, that's true. I got to admit.
He is a free agent. And
With the price of inflation, it's now the price is now 4 times higher because of inflation. Put your tips in the tip jar.
And there's no reason why Jerry couldn't. Hey, Sean and Jerry, listen, friend. I know you want to step away from football. I know you want to spend more time with your family. But listen. The DFW Metroplex is one hell of a place to raise a family, my friend. And with my connections, I can get you a palatial estate in Arlington or anywhere you want. And I'll even give you shares in my oil company. and you can just, you want to be general manager, coach, I did that with Jimmy. Jimmy did that. We won 2 Super Bowls in the 90s when Jimmy was player personnel and head coach. Sean, I will give you the keys to the kingdom. If you just consider, just come on up. McCarthy, he's history, God, he's frozen brain all those years up in Green Bay. So come on down to DFW Metroplex. I'm telling you, you'll have a great time. Just get out of New Orleans, get away from the swamps, the bayous. Just come on up to Jerry World. I mean, it's the most beautiful stadium in the world. This is the most valuable sports franchise on earth. We're bigger than any of the soccer teams in Brazil. I mean, you could have the time of your life. You can relax. There's so much. You've seen the talent here. We kicked your butt a couple times. You know how much talent there is here in Big D. Come on over. Come on, Sean. Join the Cowboys. Put on the big star. You'll be right at home here.
Too much talent this year. We suck.
I want to drive the Camaro to the office today. I don't care. So what if the women don't turn their heads looking at me in the beat up old Camaro? I want to drive the Camaro, damn it. So you get in the Camaro and you fire it up. And it takes a little while to get it going because it's been sitting in the garage for a while. And, and then it makes this clattering sound. It's like, oh boy, is it going to throw a rod? I don't know. And then you shift it in the gear. And then finally it's out in the garage and it's on the road. And then it kind of hits its stride, at some point, everything comes together. And then it's purring like a kitten. And he's like, that's what I was waiting for. That's what I wanted. And then you drive that sucker to work and it's nice and smooth all the way to the parking lot. And then you're waiting in the line to get into the parking lot. And you come up to the parking attendant and he hands you, or she hands you the ticket and like, okay, their space is open on level 3. Okay, thanks. And then you get close to level 3 and all of a sudden the car says, I got you here, but I'm not going to get my parking space. You may have to push me. And you struggle with it until you finally get that. And you get it in. And then you go to work. But you feel so damn good that you drove that old Camaro. You could have driven the Lamborghini. You could have driven that Porsche. You bought that new Porsche Panamera, the 4-door, and it would have been fine. It would have been smooth sailing all the way. But you wanted to drive that old Camaro. And Nextel. Good old Nextel. Good old annoying Nextel.
The last clip was hilarious. A little distorted. Sorry about that. But this one's even funnier. Man, good stuff. Good stuff.
To the Nextel story. And that was so damn annoying. I mean, back in the 90s when they had those walkie-talkie phones, because there are always those guys walking around, with their phones in walkie-talkie mode. Hey, Joe, I was just wondering, did you get that package I sent you over by FedEx? Yeah, I did. It's not complete. There's a couple items in that package that we need that aren't there. What are you talking about, Joe? I thought I sent you everything. You might want to talk with FedEx and see if maybe somebody broke into the package and took some of the contents out. That was so damn annoying because you had to hear everybody's conversation, It was ridiculous. When Nextel got, absorbed out of business, I think it was Sprint that bought them. And they stopped doing the walkie-talkie thing. It was one of the best things that happened to cell phones, believe me, short of the smartphones. Because the best thing is that those Nextel walkie-talkie phones disappeared. It was just like using a walkie-talkie. And they were real big with construction people. You go on a construction site and all you hear was, okay, got the boulders coming down the hill there. You guys might want to clear off the road there. Okay, we're moving out. It's just, but if you're in a lunchroom in a cafeteria in Sears Tower and you're okay, that shipment of drawers that are coming in from China.
I hear that the boat sank in the middle of the Pacific. We're going to have to reorder some from the manufacturer. Okay, can you take care of that for me? Sure, I got you covered. You don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear. I mean, that's like loud talkers on the cell phones, you know? So I went to my doctor today, and, you know, they told me that you know, this rash that's like got my whole back covered, it's got, you know, this ooze coming down there, you know? They say that if I keep taking this medication for the next 3 weeks, it'll go away. Do you want to hear that? And do you want to be sitting next to that guy? I don't think so. I don't think you do. Because I remember pagers. I was working at Sears, and there were certain folks who got pagers. And there was this move afoot as pagers started making their way through the corporation, and different people in different functions at different levels started getting pagers. There were rumors that everybody was going to be issued a pager, and that you would have to carry this damn thing around with you to be at the beck and call of your bosses. And I just, that's like, oh, hell no. I don't want to do that. I thought I was going to be stuck wearing a damn pager, and I'd be like, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, the pager goes off. What the frick? Oh, shit, it's from Sears. It's my boss. Damn it. You want me to do what? And you pick up the phone call. Steve, did you just page me? It's 3 a.m. Juan, is that you? The hell you called me for at 3 in the morning? Because you paged me. I didn't pay. Wait a minute. It's my damn kid. He's messing with my pager. I'm sorry, Juan. Go back to sleep. Everything's okay. Had a flip phone and a pager. Oh my God. You were totally tethered back then, Debbie. Jeez.
You got to actually have it on your phone, on the app. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So physical tickets, the days of physically bringing a ticket to a ticket taker are gone, dead.
Oh, all those old school scalpers from the 60s and 70s that like, I got two. You want to see the Bulls and the Jazz for the NBA title? I got 2 right here, 500 each. Come on, that's a discount. They were 2,000 earlier today. I got it. You can get in and see the championship game right here.
Also, no more ticket collecting. There's probably people who've been collecting tickets for forever. Can't do that anymore. I mean, I guess you could take a screenshot of it, but it looks boring. It's a barcode with a logo. What MetLife Stadium looks like underneath when it's not a football stadium, I could tell you. But
you guys didn't disturb Jimmy Hoffa, did you?
Well, you know it's not the same stadium, right?
Oh, well, but you see, they didn't use any of the old grounds for that. The old.
No, I believe it's in a completely different. I think it's next door to where it was, but it's not the same stadium.
It's they built it on the parking lot of the old stadium, so yeah.
Just to honor Mr. Hoffa's memory, maybe the mob moved it to the new his body to the new site.
You know, it's just like hold on, construction workers. Before you put the concrete down on the bottom of the stadium, let me just bury something here real quick, and I'll tell you what, I'll make it worth your while. Here's some bucks, or if you prefer, I can also get you some drugs, whatever suits your fancy. But if you tell anyone about this, I'll bury you under this stadium next.
Yeah. You will not be going to Club Bada Bing with us after the show, if you know what I mean.
I'll give you some concrete shoes.
This is correct. You will get to know the East River intimately.
You'll be swimming with the fishes.
Especially if you are, a solo artist like an Elton John, and you're putting on this big show. They will take the time out to acknowledge all the musicians. Now, if you're traveling with like a 100-piece orchestra, you're not going to do that. You'll introduce the conductor.
Basically, it's like you spend the first hour of the show just going over all the band members. Okay, are you all bored yet? Are you all still awake? Now we can get to the music.
Yeah. It's like, we're going to introduce the violin section first. In the 4th chair, there's Maureen Stapleton. 3rd chair, there's Johnny Watts. And on and on and on.
2 hours later, all right, who's ready to hear some music? And meanwhile, the crowd is like this. What? They're playing music now, finally.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, I'm here. Yeah, all right, still here.
It's almost like when you go to the movie theater and there's like a half hour, 45 minutes of just credit of previews and stuff before and theater advertisements before you even get to the movie.
And somebody in Lower Manhattan trying to get some sleep was like, "Oh damn, that damn concert that over there, that damn MetLife. Is that Elton John? Jeez, I can't put up with this. I'm trying to sleep."
I was going to say, there's probably some Karen, and I hate to use that term, but everybody knows what I mean when I say it, but every poor person named Karen, their name is ruined. I feel that, but sorry to use the term, but we're going to go with it. Some poor Karen, probably who lives in East Rutherford, was probably calling 911. There's a loud noise coming in the neighborhood. Yeah, ma'am, that would be the concert, the sold-out Elton John concert. Just put in some earplugs.
Yeah, but I don't understand why they gotta be so loud. What are they, like, hard of hearing there? They can just, like, play the music quietly so a girl can get some sleep at night, for crying out loud.
Yeah, you have a great night, ma'am. Click.
What? He hung up on me. The son of a gun hung up on me. I can't believe it. I gotta listen to this loud Elton. I used to like Elton back in the 70s. I don't know. Why does he gotta do his farewell tour in damn Jersey? Why couldn't he done it across the bridge? Why couldn't he done like that nice boy Billy Joel and played at Madison Square Garden?
I love it. But and then they would probably call back to the 911 operator and be like, I need to speak to your manager. It's not acceptable that you hang up on me like that.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
And then the 911 dispatcher just sends a cop to the house to arrest him for wasting 911's time.
Yeah.
There was a story a long time ago of someone who actually called 911, right, for something, and then they called back because they wanted the, I forget what it was. So the cop comes out or whatever, I forget what the call was, but the cop leaves, and then the woman calls 911 back to tell him to send the officer back because she thought he was cute or something like that. So the cop comes back and arrests her for a false 911 call.
And she's just like, are you going to put the handcuffs on me, officer? I just love it. Would you put the handcuffs on me?
Could you put them on a little bit tighter?
Exactly.
I got a nice pair of furry ones in my bedroom if you want to come in.
And the fireman who was here last week loved the furry ones.
Whereas I feel like if Elton stepped on stage and his piano wasn't tuned, I feel like whoever's in charge of tuning his piano wouldn't have a job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they would be fired and kicked out of the tour bus.
I'm not the bloody Beatles. They can hear me. They listen.
I've been doing this for 40-something years, guys. We do professional music here at this tour.
Yeah.
The people didn't pay and sell out MetLife Stadium to hear an out-of-tune piano. God darn it! This is these people's last chance to see me. Okay, we got to do it right.
I guarantee you, if that wouldn't get through, there would be like a reserve piano being wheeled out on stage as the original tuner is walking off stage.
Or what would happen would be they would take an early intermission and be like, "Someone come fix this piano right now,"
No, they wouldn't even bother fixing. Someone come replace this piano. They wouldn't even bother.
We're gonna take a quick break, folks. And when we come back, before we come back, I will be firing my piano tuner.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll take care of him. But actually, if you're the piano tuner, do you even stick around to formally get fired, or do you just hear that the piano's out of tune and just be like, well, I should just leave now?
I think you just start saying your.
Rumor has it this is how that conversation would go. Get out of my sight, you fucking bitch! I don't have that recording. Wish I had Aaron's recording where he just says, "What have you done to me, you fucking bitch?" Yeah, there's a funny clip of Elton doing that, and Aaron should send me that jingle. But yeah, that's about how that conversation would go at that piano tuner. You're fucking fired! Get out of my sight! Okay, back to the video.
goodbye to the the crew backstage. Like,
empty out your locker.
Yeah, I blew it. I'm done. Good night.
My career is over. I don't think I'll be getting a good reference from Elton for my next job interview.
I'll be lucky if I work in a bloody Holiday Inn after this.
Elton's gonna put his name on like a blacklist. Don't ever hire this guy. He's terrible.
Let's see. We're looking for tuners for the next Billy Joel tour. Okay, this is the case we don't want to use. Oh, this guy. He worked out at MetLife. Okay, yeah, we heard what happened there. Okay, yeah, he's definitely not being used. Okay.
He shows up for the interview, sir. I'm sorry, didn't you hear we canceled your interview? Have a nice day, though. Good luck.
I don't hear so well. That's why I got fired from tuning Elton's piano, because I don't hear so well.
Actually, matter of fact, wait, before you go, we are looking for someone to sweep up on the stage after he's done. Wait, we can hire you for that if you want. Yeah.
I can't mistune anything there, can I? Okay, what's it pay?
Now, what can I help you with today?
Well, darling, it's like this. I got me a Dell computer, XPS desktop, that I'm having a little issue with, and y'all got it there for service. Can you help me out with that, darling?
Sorry,
Darling, I got a Dell XPS desktop computer. Bought it from y'all. Bought it from Michael Dell himself, personal friend of Michael Dell's. I just wondering you might be able to help me out with it, darling. What's that, darling? Sweetheart, you having a little trouble?
Having trouble.
I don't think I'm the one having trouble, darling. Perhaps you might be able to help yourself out.
Thank you for calling Dow. The department you have reached is closed.
Oh, sweetheart.
Try your call again.
Don't break my heart, darling. Come on now.
It's on the web.
Oh, you're not just brushing me off. No, you're just giving me the old brush off, dear. I don't think I'll care for that very much.
Thanks for calling Dow.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, Lord. Try that. Didn't work. Wait, maybe that was more Georgia than Texas?
It's the background music, didn't you?
Oh, that clip is too good. I know that's like many people's favorites. I really, really enjoyed that one. You can thank me for that, by the way. I think I gave Juan the idea to call it back and troll it with like a Texas accent or something. So, yeah, there you go.
Like, oh, something's happening. Breaking news. Joe Musgrove cheated. The Padres should be banned from baseball. And I have proof, because I am Brian Kenny, and I have spoken.
Wait. I am Brian Kenny, and I have spoken. Joe Musgrove has cheated. The Padres should be banned from baseball.
Come on. Come on. Are you serious?
Now, and learning from you, be careful what you do in front of your cat. Come here, baby. I've been waiting for you all day. Ah, darling.
Oh, dear. And the cat's watching.
Meow. Let me make notes here.
And the cat's out, breathing like a jackrabbit in the backyard. And Mom and Dad are wondering why. It's all your fault. You taught the damn cat, and they learned their lesson well.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm your neighbor from 3 blocks away.
I caught your damn cat in my backyard, and now my little Fluffy has 16 kittens. What are you going to do about this?
Tim Cook is feeling uncomfortable. His walled garden is getting some cracks in it thanks to the EU. Oh, yeah, the EU is like, yeah. See, the EU is much more aggressive than we are here. And I think in part it's because Elon Musk and Tim Cook and Mark Zuckerberg are running companies that are based in the U.S. I think that has a little something to do with it. But the EU is like, oh, no, you are not going to do that. Lightning port? No, USB-C. It has to be available to everyone. You can't do it, and you got to open up that app store. Yeah. Eventually, some politician in the U.S. is going to wise up and say, what they're doing over there in the EU, I think we should impose the same standards. Let's get Apple to put charging bricks back in their new iPhone boxes. Why should you have to buy a charger every time you buy a smartphone? I mean...
Well, technically, I just want to point out, you can reuse charging bricks, so you don't necessarily have to rebuy one every time that you buy a new phone. You could just reuse the old one. Just pointing it out.
And Apple started that. Then they were the first company to drop the headphone jack from their smartphones. You'd think that Samsung and the other smartphone manufacturers would say, hey, we still have headphone jacks. We still have removable backs so you can swap out your battery. But no, they just all followed Apple. You can't buy a Galaxy S phone with a headphone jack. When I bought my A71, and there was this cranky old guy named Herman who ran the news service, and he would distribute stacks of papers to all the news delivery boys, and they would go and deliver their papers. And then I think it was once a month, they had to go and collect the payment from the customers. So they were short bodies because I think one of the kids or a couple of the kids were on vacation because they were like brothers. So Louis came to me and said, hey, man, you want to help me? This is like payment weekend, and Herman needs some people. You can pick up a few extra bucks. He'll pay you. Like, geez, do I want to get up that early? Okay, fine, I'll do it. So I helped him deliver papers that day, and we didn't do payments that time. There was another time that we did the payments, and Louis was sick. So Herman knew that I had delivered papers for Louis, so he asked Louis to ask me if I would fill in for it because Louis was sick as a dog. I think he had the flu or something. So I said, okay, yeah. And Louis assured Herman that he could trust me, with collecting the payments. So Herman, cranky, I mean, just a surly old dude, All right, this is what you got to do. Don't take the money in your hand. You just put it right in the damn envelope. Don't touch it. Let them put the money in the envelope. Make sure that it's right. You can count it if you want, but don't you touch it. Don't put it in your pocket. Put it in the envelope, all right? That's what I want. And I want that envelope to be full, and you hand it directly to me. Don't touch what's in there. Okay, fine, I'll do that. So I go to all of Louis' customers. Some of them knew me from the day I went with him to deliver papers. So some of them recognized me, some of them didn't. Who the hell do you say you are? You're not Louis. What the hell? Why should I give this? No, I'm his brother. And I showed him the envelope because it had like a stamp with the news agency's name on it. All right. I swear, if I find out that you're stealing, I know where Louis is, and he'll tell me if you're legit or not. I'll call the damn cops on you. So he gave me the money reluctantly. And then there was the house that Louis warned me about. And it wasn't a negative warning, mind you. I knocked on this one door. Boom, 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 boom. Hello? Boom, 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 boom. Hi, it's Juan. I'm Louis' brother. I'm here to collect the money for the newspaper. Okay, just a moment. So I waited for about a minute and a half, and the door slowly opened. She was tall and bronzed and was wearing a very, very, very transparent negligee. Oh, my God. If you're familiar with the actress Pam Grier, that's what I was staring at. It wasn't Pam Grier, but it might as well have been, because for 11-year-old Juan, this is like, oh, my God, I've died and gone to heaven, and Pam Grier is my guardian angel. She's going to take me into the next world. Oh, did you want a little tip, young man? I was thinking, don't say tip, baby. Don't say tip. Because, anyway, I'll try to rein myself in. Oh my God, I was like nervous and all, but of course, the back of my mind, 11 years old, the hormones started, like appreciating the difference between boys and girls at that age. Puberty was just happening. I got there a little early, and oh my God, I thought I was going to faint. a nice day. Oh, sure. Yeah, you too, ma'am. I swear I almost fell off her porch. Oh, man. So I took the money after I was done. You got all the money, kid? Sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. You got everybody. Okay, yeah. Hey, there's a couple extra bucks in here. Well, it must have been a tip for you or something. Hey, you go keep it. What the hell? All right. Thanks. You make sure Louis comes back to work. You tell him if he doesn't get better by next week, I'm going to fire him. You want a job, kid? I don't want to take Louis' job. All right. You have a good day. Thanks. He was actually nice to me at the end of the day. And oh, man, that night, when I was alone and things were winding down, all I could think about was that see-through negligee and Pam Grier staring at me. Would you like a little tip, young man? God. All right, that's it. I'm done.
Won't ask what Juan was doing in bed that night.
If a monster truck ran over a nail, it probably would not notice it. AAA technician, you pull up and change a tire on a monster truck, and then you just quit that there and then and there. Dispatch, this is Drew. You called me out here on this call to change a tire. It's a freaking monster truck. I ain't got nothing here in my truck. None of my tools are going to work on this damn thing. You should have prepped me in advance. You should have told me more information. Look, I don't think I can handle this one. You got anybody else to send out? You're going to have to figure out a way to fix it yourself. You know, this is a AAA customer. Yeah, well, you know what? You can come down here and you can figure it out for yourself. I'm done. I can't handle this crap anymore. I'm out of here. Bye. That's probably what might have happened. I don't know. Lord's bird said, bite me, bitch, today. We had to go help her with something. Oh, jeez. Your landlord's bird said that to you, Debbie? Oh, jeez. What else does your landlord's bird say? Your landlord must be a very interesting person. Oh, jeez. That's the old plumber joke where plumber shows up at a lady's house, knocks on the door. The bird says, who is it? The plumber says, it's the plumber. I've come to fix the sink. Who is it? It's the plumber. I've come to fix the sink. Who is it? It's the plumber. I've come to fix the sink. Who is it? It's the plumber. Has a heart attack and dies. The lady comes home. She sees the dead plumber lying on the ground. Says, oh my God, who is it? The bird says, it's the plumber. He's come to fix the sink. It's an old joke. It's an old joke, sorry.
Funny joke. Good one, Juan.
And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle they sit on, they don't know jack diddly about what's going on in the tech sector because they don't want to be bothered. They let their staff handle that stuff. There's some nerdy staff dude or dudette trying to get the attention of Congressman Blowhard. Look, you got to pay attention to this. Why do I need to worry about that's just TikTok and social media, and the former president doesn't know nothing about social TikTok or anything like that. So I ain't worried about TikTok. I do TikTok dances. You see my video the other day? It went viral. I got 300,000 likes, for crying out loud. That's gonna lead to my re-election. Next term, I'm gonna get 2 more years because of my TikTok dance. They don't know. They don't know. I shared this story with you folks a while back about how
guys my age who were in high executive positions at Sears did not want to touch their computers, did not want to learn the computers that were being put on their desks starting in the late 1980s. They had their secretaries, their administrative assistants, their mail clerks. Oh yeah, let Freddie learn that thing. He's a young guy. He can handle a computer.
Oh, Brenda will do all my secretarial computing for me. I don't have to worry about a thing. She'll just give me summaries, and I'll be able to make decisions.
Those guys are all retired now and getting ripped off by phishing scams because they never bother to learn how to use their damn computers, and now they're getting bent over and fleeced.
True. It is sad, but very, very, very true. Watch out for scams, folks. All right? Don't click on links in your emails unless you requested it. Don't give your passwords out. And if you ever get a pop-up that says to call Microsoft at a number, it's a scam. Good luck finding an actual customer service number for Microsoft. It's impossible. That's how you know it's fake. Back to the clip.
Central European hackers who are making a mint off these clueless old guys who didn't want to touch their damn computers. And they're looking at their smartphones. Well, how do I do? I'm going to call my grandson up. Hello, Jim? Is that you, Poppy? Yeah, it's me. Listen, Jim, I turned my phone on today, and there was this big old skull and crossbones right in the middle of my screen. What the hell is going on? Could you tell me? Poppy, that's the wallpaper I sent you. Don't you remember? You like pirates, so I sent you a skull and crossbone wallpaper. Come on, don't you remember that stuff? Yeah, but my bank account's empty. Poppy, don't worry about it. Let me check on it for you. Now, Poppy, that's not your bank account you're looking at. I just hacked into your system. That's not your bank account. That's your damn blood pressure. You better go see your doctor. I swear. All these clueless old guys. And the ones that aren't retired are in frickin' Congress. So Zuckerberg and Musk and Bezos and Nadella and all the tech billionaires are pulling fast ones over these clueless old guys that we voted into frickin' office. The same guys that didn't want to learn their computers. Tell their damn secretaries to use them. My ex-wife was the administrative assistant, executive secretary for the vice president of credit marketing at Sears. A really nice guy. I shouldn't say his name because I'm recording this and I won't. Nice guy, but I'll let Brenda handle the computing stuff. And I'm thinking, you're going to pay for that someday. I hope his grandson is handling, or granddaughter is handling his finances, because this guy didn't want to touch anything. Brenda could do PowerPoint and Excel and Word with their frickin' eyes closed. She was a badass, better than me when it came to Microsoft Office. But her boss, oh no, Brenda will handle all that. I'm telling you. And the guys that aren't retired, they're in Congress. Get them out. The dude occupying the White House, was he 82 now? You think he knows computers? You think he knows what's going on in the tech sector? And do you think the guy running against him really knows? I started my own social media, True Social. It's the truth. You think Orange Face knows tech any better than Sleepy Joe? Hell no. Neither one of them do. And that's why the tech sector, why these Jeff Bezoses and Elon Musks and Satya Nadellas and even Steve Ballmer, who's not active anymore, he's just trying to figure out, I bought the damn LA Clippers, I don't know what to do with them, I just show up at their games and yell a lot. and Facebook. Facebook, you know what Facebook is trying to do? They're trying to do what the RIAA did during the Napster years. They mostly went after big fish, but every now and then they would find some kid in suburbia who was innocently downloading grunge albums, and they sued the ever-loving crap out of that kid, scared the ever-loving crap out of his family, because they wanted to shake the world up. They wanted to go after one small fish to set an example for all the other small fish who were downloading on Napster. And that's what Facebook is doing to you and to me. I couldn't believe that I got this message telling me that I was violating the terms of services because I shared a...
Juan rant coming up here. I believe this is actually from Juan's final solo Storytime show. So, yeah, here you go. It's a good one.
Post about the Isley brothers. That was my crime. I shared a post about the Isley brothers. There's a lady I know who used to follow my show, my Thursday night show on Vaughn Live. She's still one of my Facebook friends. She posted a story about an animal shelter. And she got dinged by Facebook for violating the terms of services because she posted a note about an animal shelter. You've heard me talk about Tim West on my music shows. Tim West is an ordained minister. He does Christian music shows on Mixcloud. Does a great job. He used to do terrestrial radio. I think he did pop radio, top 40, and country music. Tim posted a note about just offering a general prayer for the world. There's no political message or anything like that. Just a simple message, just a simple prayer. Violating the...
Okay, sorry about that. So it came to my attention. I had the mic muted during that last one. Whoopsies. So what I was saying was, actually, to put my 2 cents in, what he was saying about his post getting flagged. So if you guys remember, I went to Hackathon last November. It was actually right around this time of year. First weekend in November. And after I got back, I posted a picture that me and like the 3 other guys who worked on the project with me at the Hackathon, I just posted a picture saying how, I enjoyed going to the Hackathon. I had fun, got to meet some great people, yada, yada, yada. And that the video got essentially taken down for spam for a short period of time. I think it was about a month and a half, 2 months. It was up for like a week or two. Someone must have reported it as spam. Don't know why. That's what you get for making your post public. And then it got taken down. I appealed it, and then like a month and a half, 2 months, possibly even 3 months goes by, and I get a random notification. Oh yeah, by the way, your post's back up. It's like, it took so long, I must forgot I filed that appeal, but okay, thank you. So that's just my little 2 cents, my story about it getting taken down. Now we'll get back to Juan. And I thought so, Brandon. Nice job, you rookie. You're fired, Josh. You're fired. Just kidding. Back to the video.
Services. I don't get it.
some of the people I know who've had their messages dinged are conservative. Some of them are liberal. Some of them are white. Some of them are black. So it doesn't matter. It's Facebook is like dinging everybody because we got to keep them in line. We got to keep the sheep in line. So let's just indiscriminately target these sons of bitches and make sure they know that we're in charge, that we rule the roost, and you will adhere to our edicts. I wish one of those guests was Mark Zuckerberg because I invited him to today's story time, and I meant it. Are you there, Mark? Because I'd like to talk to your ass. I would really like to talk to your ass. I would like to debate you about social media, the state of social media as it currently exists, and about corporate fucking hubris, which is what you're engaging in. There, I dropped an F-bomb. I was going to try to avoid that, but it's too late. If there's some people here who aren't used to me dropping F-bombs, I apologize, but the F-bomb is out there. It's in the ether. It's too late. I can't take it back. I didn't need coffee this morning when I thought about what I saw last night. You have violated the terms of service because you are soliciting likes. You're spamming to solicit likes. One post that I put on my timeline, one post about the Isley brothers, that's violating the terms of service. Spamming to solicit likes. I tell you, apparently, Mr. Zuckerberg is isolated from what really constitutes spam. Are you there, Mark? You're invited. Mr. Zuckerberg, are you there? If one of those guests is Mark Zuckerberg, please come out of hiding because I really want to talk to you. I was sincere in my invitation to you to come to today's story time. Because I don't back down from anybody unless they're NFL linemen or heavyweight boxers or NBA centers. Nikola Jokic, I'd back down. So, Mr. Zuckerberg, if you're one of the guests, please come out of hiding. I really want to talk to you, brother. I want to know your views on stuff. Welcome, WA2. Man. It's like people that I know aren't like trying to set the world on fire, trying to shake things up. They're just trying to live their lives, share stuff on social media. They're being accused of violating the terms of service because they're spamming to solicit likes. What the hell else is social media for? That's how you make it on. That's how you become viral on YouTube, when you get likes, for crying out loud. Is this concept foreign to you, Mr. Zuckerberg? That's how it works. People want to get likes. They want to collect likes. You want to keep them from doing that? Then why the hell did you move this off of Harvard University into the public? Why'd you do that? Keep it private. Keep it on the fucking campus at Harvard. Keep it there. Keep it in Cambridge. Somebody bring back MySpace.
Oh.
MySpace didn't do this.
And are they still around? No, they're not.
I swear.
What do you think Juan's blood pressure was for this episode, guys?
I love it, Brandon. The opinions expressed on Storytime are solely those of Juan Ruben. Don't sue Brandon. Don't sue BGRN. Don't sue Cam Up. These are mine and mine alone. I take full responsibility for them.
Sue Juan, not me.
I'm going to just ask you one last question. I know you want to get on to the footy football. So I'll ask you one last question. Is there any funny... I know you've... congratulations on coming up for 3 years on Storytime.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that.
As a one story time that was funny out the most, and what was it?
The funniest story time. I'll tell you what the show that I did with you and Gaz was a great show. I got a huge kick out of it. That's still one of my favorite shows. All of the shows where I've had guests, I've enjoyed. The shows I did with Brandon, the shows I've done with Andy, the shows I've done with you and Gaz, those are probably still my favorite shows. There are moments in the solo shows that
I look back on and think, wow, that's because I do a lot of stuff spontaneously. I don't always know what's going to happen. Yeah. And so it's like, I'm glad that I record most of these shows. There are a few that I forgot to record for some reason. Either I didn't, start up the recording software or I just assumed it was already running. But, and so those moments are lost, but there are a few moments that I can remember from the solo shows. Brandon usually when he's done like reviews, year-end review shows for all of BGRN, he usually is able to find some of those moments from the solo shows that I remember that kind of stick out if I think long and hard about it.
Yeah.
But they happen so quickly. I'm not able to appreciate them until later.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the one thing. So I couldn't just like say there's one particular moment that sticks out as far as the solo shows go. But as far as the guest shows where, I've talked with Aaron and Art, when Art and I did the show where we just exchanged dad jokes along with showing off some classic trains, that was one of my favorites because I love bad jokes. The worse they are, the better, the more I like them. and there's nothing worse than a good dad joke or a bad dad joke. Like, for instance, are you ready for this?
Here we go.
Do you know how to make an egg roll?
No.
You push it. There you go. Those are the kinds of jokes I like. I can't help myself.
Oh, that is a perfectly good dad joke. It's just a word of warning is never go into a guest in the BGRN show impersonate someone else. He'll kick your butt right out of there. That happened to me last night. That was funny. You must really reflect back in the last 3 years and go, wow, it's been actually 3 years, because it's like full flow, we're actually 12 years. And you sit and you think back to years, you go, wow, it just goes in like a snap of a finger. So it must really, it's hard to process for you to be 3 years on BGRN on Storytime.
The time goes fast, I mean, I feel like just yesterday, the awkward show that I was showing at the beginning, I don't know if you saw that, the clip from the first show that Brandon and I did. I feel like that just happened last week. The time just flies so fast. It's just amazing how quickly 3 years went by. And probably the next 3 will go even faster, because as you get older, time passes more quickly, or it seems to pass more quickly.
Oh, it definitely does. Yeah. Before you know it, it'll be Christmas again. And you go back.
I was just looking at the chat, and it's like Brandon still wants to know if I want to do a show on Saturday. You know what? I'm afraid I won't be able to do that because of some other commitments that I'm working with on this side of the screen. But something, I don't know, maybe at another date. I don't know. That's something we can talk about. Maybe at another date, do something to do a more group participating anniversary of some sort. But you know what? See, here's another thing too. I'm probably less sentimental than most folks, except for certain things. And honestly, like, I do remember the first anniversary of Storytime. I was in the hospital, wasn't I? And you guys did a show, an anniversary show for me. And you guys did such a great job, but you weren't sure about that. So you wanted me to do something when I came back. And I'm like, I looked at the show. I saw the recording of the show. I was like, there's nothing I could do to improve on that. Because you found some great clips, and the discussion that the four of you had, it was Brandon, Aaron, Art, and Josh, basically the core of the BGRN crew. And I watched you guys, and I thought, is there anything I could do that would have added something, added any kind of value, except for me being there in person? No. I thought you guys did a fantastic job with the first anniversary. Honestly, I did. So that's why I decided for this year, I would do what I did at the beginning of the show. And it was interesting that Andy ran a pre-recorded like 10 hours and nobody noticed that he did 10 hours. And I was noticing some of the reactions I was getting while that video was playing. And I'm thinking, do they realize this is a rerun from 3 years ago? You know, like, oh, is Juan having technical problems? He's running a pre-recorded show. Or what is this? What are we watching? Is this a rerun? Well, yeah, it's the show from the very first show. FM and AM radio are dying.
Hey, Sonny, actually, it always occurred to me that I might want to...
Wasn't supposed to loop like that, but that's it. That's the highlight reel. All of the best clips that I could find that I have of story time, guys. So let us know in the chat or YouTube if you're watching, what was your favorite clip there? Did you have one particular favorite? Was there multiple favorites? Let us know. Did you enjoy the final? Did you enjoy the highlight reels? Those are some of the fun ones. It did run a bit long and the show's running a bit late, so we're going to try to wind this down fairly quickly. But those are some of the funny moments that we had, some of the fun moments, some really great memories of story time. And like I said, we are wishing Juan well. I hope he has a good retirement. Hopefully he'll be able to get his health kind of on track and maybe someday be able to kind of make a comeback to do the shows. And if he does, we'll be waiting for him with open arms. But the 3 years went by fast. It was a great 3 years. Sad that it only got to be 3 years. But I'm happy that we got 3 years with Juan's great storytelling abilities, that we had 3 great years with Storytime. And I'm glad that I was able to do this final show here to kind of wind things down with Storytime, because I would have been quite sad if it wasn't able to get a proper ending, because I feel like it earned a proper ending. So yeah, once again, hope you guys enjoyed the highlight reel. A lot of great clips, a lot of great effort. That was basically like 3 year in review videos in one right there. So you guys know kind of what you're going to see in the year review video this year. It's going to be some of that. We're going to have some of those 2024 clips on there as well, so you can expect that. But yeah, that's going to do it for story time, the final story. We do have one more piece of business I have to address, because it is only fitting and tradition when Juan did the show. So just bear with me here, and then after this, we'll wind things down. But I am legally obligated, basically, to run through some NFL scores. Why did these scores go away? Scores. Okay, 1 second. Why did these go away? All right, I was pulling up the sports scores here for. We're just going to quickly run through some NFL scores for Week 7, just in tradition of Juan Ruben's. The way Ron does shows, and then we're going to quickly wind things down. Don't fall asleep on me. It's going to be really quick. So we have Denver Broncos versus the Saints. Broncos win 33-10. So that was a pretty good one there. Let's see. Actually, we're just going to go ahead and do this, so you can see it with me. The Jaguars versus Patriots. Jaguars win 32-16. So Jaguars haven't been very good this year, so surprising win by them. You can go away because I'm not getting hit with the highlights. Go away. Goodbye. No copyright. Thank you. Seahawks beat the Falcons 34-14. The Bills beat the Titans 34-10. No surprise there. Titans very much suck this year. The Bengals pulled off a win against the Browns of 21-14. The Green Bay Packers won and beat the Texans 24-22. The Colts beat the Dolphins 16-10. The Dolphins also suck this year. Vikings beat the Lions. They lose for the first time this year to the Lions. So it's 31-29 Lions snaps. Which snaps a 5-game winning streak to start the season for the Vikings. Giants versus Eagles. Let's just say the Eagles gave the Giants an absolute bloodbath. They gave them a beatdown, 28-3. Ouchie, Giants fans. Ouchie. Then the Rams versus Raiders. We had Rams beat them 22-15. We can skip the Commanders' score, but you can see what it is right there. Doesn't take much skill to beat the brakes off of the Panthers, but whatever. 40-7. Commanders win. Yuck. And Jaden Daniels got hurt, so we'll have to see what comes out of that. Then the Chiefs versus the 49ers, 28-18. Somehow, Chiefs are 6-0. 6-0 streak. Somebody beat them, please. Then we have the Steelers versus the Jets. Steelers beat the Jets 37-15. The Jets' curse continues, not having much success. The Ravens versus Buccaneers. The Ravens win 41-13. We have the Cardinals beat the Chargers 17-15. And the Bears and the Cowboys, my team and Juan's team, had a bye week. So we neither won nor lost. Though you might say we won against the bye week. Anyway. So there you go. Those were the obligatory sports scores. And for those of you still with me, I hope you enjoyed those. But yeah, once again, everyone, that is pretty much it for story time. This is it, the last hurrah. I won't say this is the last time we'll see story time ever, because I surprised myself by realizing I might actually be able to pull off a story time if I tried. Throat's kind of sore because I'm not used to talking this long, but we might try a new iteration. We might experiment with an iteration of Storytime at some point. We might do special edition Storytimes if there's a topic I want to talk about or someone here on BGRN wants to talk about. We can do like a Storytime, a one-off Storytime, kind of discuss that and stuff like that. And who knows what the future will bring. Maybe in the new year we'll try a different format Storytime. See what sticks. It won't be as good as what Juan's version of it is, but maybe it'll be like with Linkin Park, where it'll just be different. Not as good as the original, but still good. So we'll see what happens. As of now, this is the last story time ever, and it's the last story time of the original story time, the OG story time. Maybe there'll be another version at some point in time. We will see. But that does it for Storytime with Juan Ruben, or in the case of today, with DJ Slimshaky. I really, really, really appreciate all you guys staying up late. I know it is 11 p.m. here, so it's pretty late for most of you guys. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in here. It's been a great final show. We got to talk to everyone on Discord. Join our Discord if you haven't already so you can participate in future discussions. We're going to be trying to utilize, especially if we ever bring Storytime back, we're going to utilize Discord a lot more. So we will be having gaming streams that will be taking place starting the first week of November, just kind of to fill the gap that Storytime did. And then if we ever revive Storytime, we'll just kill off the gaming streams. But I have some games I want to get through, so good time to bring it back. Kind of take a break from Storytime and kind of reset everything. But yeah, once again, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of highlights. We got to have good talks with Robin, Andy, Aaron. My mom joined in. We had Juan himself come in. That was a good discussion. And overall, I felt like we did a good job of putting a bow on this show. Got a proper wrap up. And I'm sorry that story time is ending so soon, but Juan's health comes first. We again wish him a happy retirement, wish him nothing but the best, and we wish him good health. Hopefully he can stabilize his health and maybe someday, possibly, make a comeback. And when he is, if he does, we'll be waiting. So once again, everyone, thanks for tuning in here for one final edition of Storytime with Juan Ruben / DJ Slimshaky today. So that's going to do it for me and for Storytime. Yeah. So give it up one last time. 3 years of Storytime, and it all comes down to this. So for the last time, this is DJ Slimshaky saying good night, everyone, on behalf of Juan Ruben, and rest in peace, Storytime. We enjoyed every minute of you. Lots of fond memories, and we will never forget you. And thanks again to Juan for the memories, the 3 years of awesome shows and funny stories. And goodbye and farewell, Storytime. Have a good night, everyone. And yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say. Have a good night, everyone. And let's play the outro to Storytime one more time. And good night. Adios. And farewell. That was not what I wanted to do. Let's try that again. Once again, everyone, good night. And where did I put the damn outro? One second. This is not how I wanted to end this damn thing. Come on. Where are you? There we go. All right. For the last time, this is Storytime signing off. And good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And farewell.